This is Lane & Associates Friday Night Rivals, presented by NC Assist Loan.
Lane & Associates Friday Night Rivals, presented by NC Assist Loan. We love to make you smile. From Husky Stadium in Wake Forest, North Carolina, a NAC 6 matchup between the Wakefield Wolverines and the Heritage Huskies. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another installment of Friday Night Rivals. Patrick Keenis alongside former ECU standout Jay Sohnhalter, and a couple of very young coaches in one of the most powerful conferences around this state. They battle here tonight. Wallace Clark and James Ward match up. First year for Ward, second year for Clark. What's at stake tonight, Jay?
Well, this is a rivalry game. I'm really excited because this game means so much to both schools. They've had successful seasons. We're getting close to the playoffs, so both these sides want to use the momentum from this game to propel themselves towards the playoffs.
All right, well, let's talk about some of the stars to watch tonight. We'll begin with the visitors from Wakefield.
Well, they've got a star on defense, Matt Smith. He's outstanding. He's going to play middle linebacker. He's the leader of the defense. He runs a 4.48. He's going to be all over the field. We'll see him also on offense. For Heritage, Walker Harris. That's who Matt Smith is going to chase after all night. He's a great quarterback, distributing the football around. He's really had an outstanding career leading this Huskies team. But here on his home field, he's going to have to make sure he really focuses on getting first downs and continue drives.
All right, both teams check in 4-3. Heritage won its conference opener last week. All right, now the keys tonight for both sides. How about Wakefield trying to get that first conference win?
Yeah, and what they're going to try to focus on tonight is their pass rush. They have to get pressure on Harris and their O-line. They're a young group. They need to play at a high level. And then Heritage, special teams, they've excelled. They want to do that tonight. And then the coverage in the secondary. Wakefield's going to throw the ball a lot tonight. The secondary has to be tight tonight.
Wallace Clark in his second year as the head coach here for Heritage, trying to get to 2-0 in league play. He's been around this program for a while, replacing Dwayne Washington. More on his story, the third member of our broadcast crew, Aaron Summers.
Thanks, Patrick. Head coach Wallace Clark has been with Heritage since 2010 when the school opened. Back then, he said the Huskies were just young pups, and Wakefield used to come in and beat up on them quite a little bit. Now Heritage is 1-0 in conference play. They have a very established football program, and with these two schools just 5 miles apart, it's a rivalry showdown anytime that Wakefield and Heritage takes the field. The communities really come out to support their football teams. Now it's homecoming tonight at Heritage, and Coach Clark says he knows the Wolverines are going to come out excited, ready to ruin the night for the Huskies. However, Coach Clark said his Huskies are ready to go, ready to make sure that doesn't happen. Will the home team come out victorious tonight? You'll have to stay tuned to find out. The kickoff between Heritage and Wakefield is coming up next.
What brings you to the North Carolina State Fair?
We come for the food, deep fried everything.
Bring your appetite and your adventurous side to the North Carolina State Fair, October 17th through the 27th in Raleigh. Save time, buy online at ncstatefair.org.
I'm Gene Riddle. With over 30 years serving the injured in North Carolina, our reputation has been earned, one person at a time. Call us today, Riddle and Brantley, when justice counts.
Here for all the moments that matter. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, helping families find the right coverage in all 100 counties. Live fearless.
It's the season of change, the perfect time to transform your home with a new Champion sunroom. Add a new sunroom to your home for $5,000 off, and payments available as low as $299 per month.
The sunroom has now become our family room, and we live in our sunroom.
And I've recommended Champion, definitely.
The number of custom options for our sunroom were endless. I smile every time I see it.
Get a new sunroom your family can enjoy all year long. Call 888-930-CHAMPION or visit us online today.
Whether you're hit by a dump truck or any kind of commercial vehicle, you could have a big case worth big money. If I don't win your big truck case, you don't owe me a thing. Call me. I want to win for you.
Get
Get ready for some hair-raising, thrilling rides that drop and make you scream. Plus, experience the State Fair Skygazer, the tallest Ferris wheel to ever come to Raleigh. October 17th through the 27th. Save time. Buy online at ncstatefair.org. See you at the fair.
Homecoming for Heritage as they play host to next 6 rival Wakefield. We welcome you back to Husky Stadium. Patrick Canis, Jay Sohnhalter on Friday Night Rivals. Aaron Summers down on the sideline. And let's go straight to midfield for tonight's coin toss presented by the United States Marine Corps. The few, the proud, the Marines. Contact your local recruiter today. And there you see, it will be the Wakefield Wolverines kicking away to the home Huskies of Heritage. And Jay, 5 miles and about a 20-minute drive separates this campus from Wakefield. We set up the 2 very young head coaches in one of the most prominent high school conferences across the state of North Carolina. What are they dipping their toes into tonight?
Well, both teams know each other really well. And this is an important game because whenever you have these teams 4-3 on both sides, a conference matchup, this game is going to give you a lot of momentum for the rest of your season. Both these sides are very competitive. They have familiarity with a lot of the players. A lot of these guys went to middle school together, grew up together. And like you said, crosstown rivals. I'm excited to see the quarterbacks and the offense and see which side can really outduel the defense.
And we are ready for the Lane & Associates Family Dentistry kickoff. We love to make you smile. A fantastic atmosphere tonight. You can still smell the aroma of the pregame fireworks as we see Jacob Morton, the place kicker for Wakefield, ready to get this game underway. Both teams sitting 4-3. Wakefield lost its conference opener last week to unbeaten Roseville. Heritage open up with a win over Corinth Holders. So the Wolverines in the white jerseys, the maroon pants, ready to boot it away to the homecoming Huskies. Enjoy Friday Night Rivals, and we're underway. And this kick angles toward the sideline and is kept alive. It's in play and returnable, but an immediate tackle on Perry. And that's going to be inside the 15-yard line. So limited return there for the Huskies as they come in under second-year head coach Wallace Clark, promoted to the head job a couple of years ago. He was an assistant coach for 8 seasons, replaced Dwayne Washington, and they are a spread, high-octane offense. They have 4 different wide receivers with at least 20 receptions this year, and Walker Harris, their special quarterback, 15 touchdowns, just 1 interception this year. He's out of the gun. And the lefty will fire out to the right side. Reception is made by Broderick Gooch. And that will be enough for about 14 yards and a first down.
We're going to see a lot of the quick passing game tonight. The offensive line just has to protect for a second because Walker Harris is going to get rid of it quick.
And tonight's NC Assist Loan starting lineup for Heritage. Harris, the quarterback, has thrown for over 1,400 yards. Couple of running backs, Jalen Campbell, Trey Holloway. Another pass out to the left sideline. That's good to Jonah Portugal. And Portugal for about 5 yards. And the Wakefield defense presented by NC Assist Loan. And for Wakefield, it really begins and ends with number 44, Matt Smith.
He's the leader of the defense. He flies to the football extremely fast, but he does it in the run support and also in the passing game, covering the wide receivers.
Harris looking across the middle and connects again with Gooch, and he drags his defender inside Wolverine territory. Tackled at the 47. That's 20 yards and another quick first down for Heritage.
Look how quick they get rid of the football. It's going to be a lot of pressure on the secondary for Wakefield tonight. They're going to have to do a good job of jamming up the wide receivers to get them off their spot and to try to break up their rhythm.
The Blue Cross Blue Shield first down. Be bold, be confident, live fearless. A quick burst out of the starting gate by the Heritage Huskies. They have run 3 plays, and they're already in Wakefield territory. Heritage last year 8-4. Wakefield a first-round loss in the postseason at 5-7. Harris quickly swings it across through the slot, Dangling through and spun down right around the 20-yard line. Another hookup with Portugal. So 2 receptions for Portugal, 2 receptions for Gooch, and off to a perfect start is Walker Harris.
And this is a great route right over the middle. The linebackers are playing a 3-4 defense. Wakefield is. They're not getting into their zones. They're playing a zone defense, but they're not retreating once Heritage is throwing the ball.
That's down to the 23-yard line. A 23-yard gain and another Blue Cross Blue Shield first down. Racing down the field as Harris goes over the sideline for the quick adjustment of the play call. Play clock is at 9 as Harris settles back in 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage out of the gun. 3 to get the play off with 1 on the play clock and too much time taken up. And either a delay a game or a timeout. And I believe a timeout was called just before a penalty. Actually, the timeout taken by Wakefield.
We'll be back to action in just a couple of minutes.
One thing that I'm already seeing is the wide receivers for Heritage. I just mentioned it a moment ago. They're kind of coming off the line and not getting touched. It's too easy for them. This is a rhythm passing offense. The Wakefield defenders, they're going to have to try to slow them down because there's not a lot of time for that pass rush to get to Harris because they're getting rid of the ball so quickly.
Yeah, look at the sideline for Heritage, and that's the big concern. I talked with James Ward, the first-year head coach for the Wakefield Wolverines, only about a half hour ago. I said, what's the game plan? How do you slow down the Heritage offense? He said, we need the ball, and we need ball control and not commit turnovers. And so far, we're seeing, again, this is 8th gear football so far for Heritage. Not a lot of time to make defensive adjustments, and they are marching quickly down the field. But some good signs here the first year for James Ward. He told us he added about 30 bodies from last year's varsity team to his first year as the head coach of varsity, and there's a lot of great energy for him with Wakefield. First down from the 22-yard line. Harris again keeps it through the air, swings it out of the backfield, has Trey Holloway, and Holloway down the right side finds a seam, and he's close to the 10 and close to another first down.
To Trey Holloway, he gets down near the 11-yard line.
That is a 5-for-5 beginning for Walker Harris.
Now this is a perfect play call with a little screen over the top. Matt Smith coming over, forcing him back inside. It was a good hustle, but Heritage with the right play call at the right time, using that pass rush to throw the ball over the top and pick up positive yards, second and short.
Gain of 9, second and short. The first run of the game is hemmed in right near the line of scrimmage. They only needed about a half yard. And we'll see how the officials mark it inside the Wake County 86 green zone.
He's close to
keep
a
Wake
first
County
down.
litter free and 86er trash.
Holloway's carry is good for another.
And it will be just enough for a first down for Heritage.
We'll see what Heritage does as they get inside the red zone. This isn't a dominant rushing team, only 84 yards per game. When you shrink it in the small zone, it's tougher to find those passing lanes.
4 receiver formation, 3 to the bottom of your screen. Number 1, Whit Kane, their top receiver on the year. Rolling Harris throws off his back foot, looks for Kane, wide open in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Heritage. And what a statement drive for the Huskies on homecoming. 11 yards from Harris to Whit Kane. It's Kane's 8th touchdown reception of the year, and nobody within a zip code of Kane.
Well, there's a bust in the secondary. That's about as easy as it's going to get for Heritage. Kane, the best wide receiver for the Huskies. He's had a huge senior season, but that's the way you want to come out in a rivalry ball game, being on fire, connecting on your first offensive drive and finishing off with a touchdown.
That happened fast. 2 minutes, 24 seconds, extra point on the way, and bang through. A perfect opening drive for the Huskies. They couldn't have drawn up a more perfect start to this homecoming night. It's an 11-yard touchdown reception by Whit Kane. Harris perfect on the drive, as is Heritage, up 7.
I decided in middle school that I wanted to be a forensic scientist,
an engineer,
a teacher, and probably a coach.
I think I want to start my own business.
This is what I want to do every day for as long as I can.
I just want to try new things.
I want to win, always.
I work best under pressure.
I just want to be on stage.
I haven't decided what yet, but I want to be great at it.
When you have financial confidence, you can live life on your own terms. No matter what.
For the Huskies.
That was an artistic opening drive engineered by Walker Harris and the Heritage Huskies. 7-0 Friday night rivals, and ready for our Lane Associates Family Dentistry kickoff. We love to make you smile. A statement laid down by the Huskies. And now we'll see what kind of reply comes from Wakefield. Ben Steele awaiting the whistle. And the first offensive touch for Wakefield. A little bobble. Ball picked up. And some freestyling up the middle as a flag comes in. And a return to about the 20-yard line.
Correction, the 12-yard line.
Check the flag, likely to go on the Wakefield Wolverines. And as I say that, I'm perfect tonight, Jay. Wrong again. Penalty called against Heritage.
Well, hopefully that'll be the first of very few flags tonight. We've had some games with a lot of penalties this season, but as we get towards the end of the season, both teams, everybody has to clean up the penalty situation we've seen so many times this year.
I stand corrected. The official pointed the other way, and it does go on Wakefield for an illegal block in the back.
Second guess yourself.
What am I thinking? Sean Delaney, our referee tonight. Here's our Saltwater Seafood and Fry Shack scoring summary. Of those 90 yards, 89 through the air. Of those 7 plays, 6 were through the air. A perfect drive, 6 for 6 for 89 for Walker Harris, and it culminates with this blown coverage and an 11-yard touchdown reception to Whit Kane. And the first offensive play, a sprint to the left side around the corner, and it's Barons with the carry. Flag comes in, thrown back around the line of scrimmage. A good first down carry, but this is likely to be called back.
Number 22, Riley Tripp was in on that tackle, pushing him out of bounds.
We'll officials gather, but
from the officials here.
We were talking with James Ward, the first-year head coach for Wakefield before the game. Barons was a guy who barely played last week. They were playing already a couple of starters short in that 49-19 loss to Rollsville. Lost Barons very early in that game, but good news for the Wolverines. All 3 of those starters are back tonight, including the top running back here for Wakefield. And a hold against the Wolverines.
They need his energy, his leadership, and his talent back. They've got a lot of depth there. But when they're running the ball at their best, it's when they have all 3 running backs sharing the load.
The NC Assist Lone starting lineup for Wakefield. Behind center is Trexler. Ivy, 14 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He will heave it out, little screen to the right side. This is Bunch, makes the catch outside the 10, loses his balance. A good solo tackle right near the boundary. And little yardage there for the Wolverines. As we take a look at the starting defense for Heritage. Brought to you by NC Assist Loan. Corey Patterson leads the team in tackles and in sacks. 10 sacks this year. 81 overall tackles for a defense giving up 20 points a game.
And he's going to have to find a way to get pass rush on Ivy. Ivy, one of the best quarterbacks in the state. You know, he knows how to get rid of the ball with this defense. Very talented in all 3 levels.
Peterson, number 12 for Heritage. We'll check to see where he lines up. He's at the bottom of your screen on that defensive line, number 12. 2nd and 6, and we get a whistle. Play clock is expired. And it's delayed game against Wakefield. Well, this has not started well for the Wolverines. James Ward knew he needed to clean up some mistakes. He knows what he has gotten himself into. He was a 22-year coach at Bedingfield. He had a lot of success there at the 2A level, but all of a sudden comes here in the heart of quite possibly and arguably the best conference in the state of North Carolina. That ball may have come loose. And a battle for it, looks like. And yeah, Heritage comes out of there with it. Ball was jarred loose and recovered by Lance Ramsey, number 7. And the first turnover of the night. Just a muff snap to Ivy. And Heritage jumps on it.
For Heritage, Patrick, I mean, this is the perfect start. Offense looks great, and then the defense takes advantage of some penalties, and Wakefield just not able to execute.
And the recovery by one of the defensive linemen, and they begin at the 1 yard line and driving over the goal line, and a touchdown. Trey Holloway, and it's a 13-0 lead, not even 4 minutes into the opening quarter.
This is just going to be a run up the middle of the offensive line. You know, so many times when you pass block, you're not used to the run blocking aspect, but when you get to the goal line, you have to punch it in. They got good push up front to seal it in for a touchdown.
Ben Steele on again for the extra point out of the hold of Kane. Somebody got a hand on it, blocks it down. No good. It's the first real positive play for the Wakefield Wolverines. The blocked extra point. But this has been a nightmarish beginning for Wakefield. A perfect first offensive drive, a turnover at the 1 yard line. And there you see it on the blocked extra point. Like Jacoby Randolph, number 10, got a hand on it.
6'4", down on the field before the game. We were walking near the players, and he stood out with his height, long arms. But that's a small victory for Wakefield. And now, you know, this is not the start you're looking for. You're coming out here amped in a rivalry game. You look up the scoreboard, down 13 points. You have to regroup, but you have to stay calm. In this offense now, they look bad. They look out of sorts. They've got to find a way to get a drive here to build some confidence and consistency.
Now for this Wakefield team, 2 years removed from an 0-11 season back in 2017, won only 5 games last year. Got up to a 4-2 start in the non-conference, but it's a whole different animal now getting into the NAC 6. We'll see how prepared James Ward has this crew in the first year under his direction. End over end kick a bit short, and grabbed on the move, the 12-yard line, angles through the right side and bunch to the sideline and ripped into the sideline and stopped there. Zach Kirsch, number 17, on the stop. And the second offensive drive coming up for Wakefield. As we take a look at the Saltwater Seafood scoring drive, not much on this one. One play, less than a yard off of this fumble on the snap to Ivy. And punched in by Holloway on the very next play. A 2-second drive. Odds are the shortest we'll see this year.
That's going to win the record. I'll put it down. It's going to be the quickest and the shortest so far, and a gift given to the Huskies.
Ivy, quick pass out to the left side. Rashawn Jones making a move and dragging a tackler with him. He's good for 13. And first down for Wakefield.
Jones, he's the playmaker on the outside. They've got to get him the ball, get it in open space. And we'll see it's easy throw by Ivy just out on the perimeter, one-on-one tackling the situation. Jones is going to win that. Look at that. Outside movement, back inside, picking up positive yards. A good start on first down.
I mean, he made 2 would-be tacklers whiff on him with some zigging and zagging. Blue Cross Blue Shield first down, out to the 40-yard line for the Wolverines. Ivy and Wakefield trying to just get their feet underneath them here early in the first quarter. 4 receivers, 2 top, 2 bottom, and Ivy scrambling and cannot get out of the grass. He's taken down for a sack. And the defense coming to play for Heritage tonight. Aiden Gilmore, number 57, brings it down for a loss.
This is a young offensive line for Wakefield. A lot of underclassmen. And Ivy, he had time to throw initially, but it was a double move routes on the outside. He needed more time to throw the ball to let the routes develop, and the Huskies, again, just getting off the blocks and getting pressure.
Loss of 5. Second and long for the Wolverines. Pressure Ivy tosses one a little bit too far ahead for the slot man, Jawan Bunch, who is a special slot receiver for this Wolverines team, according to James Ward before the game. He's quick, has good moves, excellent hands, and very slippery. You don't want to have him get into open space, but he's going to be their main target offensively.
And they'll use him in the backfield as well. 310 rushing yards on the season, 890 catching the ball, and there's a bust in the secondary. If that ball would have been on target, he could have taken it the distance. There wasn't a safety.
There's man-to-man coverage, nobody behind him. 3rd and 15, need to reach midfield. Pressure coming, trying to escape Ivy. He does to the right, throws on the run, and connects. And it's out near midfield, depends on this spot. And we'll see if that's enough. Will Lohr, just his 3rd reception of the year, did a nice job to find an open territory after Ivy was quickly flushed out of the pocket.
This is a crossing route by Lohr. Look at Ivy, one of the best quarterbacks in the state. He makes it look easy. That is so hard, running out of the pocket, throwing to an open man on target. Made it right in stride for Lauren. Wakefield really needed that to pick up positive yards to set up this big 4th down.
It's a gain of 14. They are a yard short. And it is 4th and 1 on their side of the field. And the Wolverines down by 13 will go. And we have whistles, and we have a timeout taken by Wakefield. And there you see the gesture by James Ward saying we needed to play in a little bit faster here. Big early game moment for Wakefield on the road, facing a 4th and 1, down 13 when we return.
This is saltwater seafood owner Mike Earp. This is Beach Mike.
Nice shirt, Pa.
He likes to be close to the ocean. And this is Fresh Mike. Freshness is important to Mike. These Mikes get fresh seafood delivered every day at Saltwater Seafood. Be like these Mikes and get your fresh seafood here too. And visit the Fry Shack where Debbie will cook up your order to go.
Come see us at Saltwater Seafood.
Saltwater Seafood is owned and operated by Mike and Debbie Earp.
We call it the mother standard of care. It's how we bring hope to our patients, like Viola. Her team treated her cancer and strengthened her spirit so Viola could focus on their future. Cancer Treatment Centers of America. Appointments available now.
Have you been injured at work and the insurance company is saying your injury is pre-existing? But you know yourself pretty well, and you haven't had these problems before. Give me a call. Let's talk about it.
Hardison and Cochran, 919 all fours.
Big crowd on hand on this homecoming night at Heritage. Standing room only on the home side. And right now an early uppercut by Heritage to the Wolverines. 13-0. And Wakefield in possession, 4th and 1. A direct snap to Bunch. Chased out to the left. Makes the turn and does have the first down. And a big 4th down call after a timeout was called. Change up on the play by James Ward. Got it right in the hands of their playmaker in Juwan Bunch.
Well, here's the danger in being the shotgun. You're starting back about 5 yards deep, but the positive is you've got an all-state caliber athlete in Bunch, able to clean it up, get to the outside, and win with speed.
Picks up 5. Let's go downstairs to Aaron.
Wakefield's Juwan Bunch already had over 900 yards receiving and over 300 yards rushing heading into this game. Coach Ward said if they put the ball in Bunch's hand, something is going to happen. He's just a playmaker.
And something big happening here with Rashawn Jones. Takes it around the left side down to close to the 10-yard line. We do have a whistle blown. And a lot of people looking over to that Wakefield sideline. And there's a look again at our referee Sean Delaney in the white cap, and there was a marker thrown, and parts of this run will be brought back against Wakefield. And that is the 4th penalty in this opening quarter against the Wolverines.
They can't really get consistency when you have penalties and a big run. It's going to come back now, but Wakefield, they have to find a way to be disciplined, especially up front, to maintain the drives.
And that'll be a spot foul, and then the mark-off.
So it'll be 2nd down.
One of this little inside jet sweep by Rashawn Jones. Look how much space he has, and the block by the wide receiver in Jones, number 15, just clearing some room for Rashawn Jones. So it took it all the way to the 10, but with the penalty marked back in the 39. So it's a 29-yard negation. And handoff on 1st and 4 following the penalty for maybe a yard. 2nd and short for the Wolverines.
And for Wakefield, we've seen a couple times the safeties for Heritage come up in run support. I think there's an area of the field they can attack. It's right in the middle and try to bring those guys up, suck them up on play action, and then try to throw the ball over the top, because with the arm of Ivy, they need to use that for explosive plays down the field.
We'll call it 2nd and 3.
Patrick, look, the furthest defender is about 4 yards deep. There's no safety help.
Ivy across the right side and just unable to sync up with Juwan Birch, who was thrown high and behind him, also somewhat in the vicinity of Jones. 3rd and short. Well, when you're on the road with a young team trying to retrain them on how to win games, especially in the powerful NAC 6, you don't want to spot Heritage a 2-touchdown lead. But an opportunity here to get right back in the game for the Wolverines. Ivy, immediate pressure, escapes again, running for his life up that left sideline, stretches out the football, and he may have the first down. Good work again by Trexler Ivy. And, you know, normally if you're a quarterback, you have that internal clock on when you need to vacate the pocket. His clock is getting to about a half a second before he sees the offensive line break down and have to escape.
And look at this play. I mean, most guys, that's a loss for about 8 yards. And 4th and long with Ivy, he makes something out of nothing. There was nothing there. Great pressure by the Huskies, but Ivy, just a better athlete, very smart to jump and dive for it, and they're going to measure it here to see if he gets it.
And there's the right on that Wakefield sideline. And the chains extended. There will be a first down for the Wolverines. I mean, we've seen intense pressure off of the edge by Corey Peterson. That time in between the tackles from Rogers. And Trexler Ivy has done a great job, able to avoid probably 3 or 4 sacks already. He's been taken down for 1, but easily could be 3 or 4 at this stage. Well, that offensive line is still pretty young for Wakefield. They need to tighten things up. New set of downs, though, at the 35-yard line. Hand off around the left side. Matt Smith.
Hand off is to number 44. That's Matt Smith. He was brought down by number 2, Jalen High.
We start to see the depth of the Wakefield running game. You've got guys that are shifty, you guys that have power. Smith, he's the hammer coming out of the backfield. We talked about his play at linebacker, but in the running game, if he has some room, he's going to power through the line, and he's tough to bring down. You're going to have 2 or 3 guys to try to bring him down.
And Ivy out of the gun. Aaron Christian, number 2, resets on the left side. Now under center, handed off Barantz. Went left, cut it back to the inside, picked up a couple of more. Brings up 3rd and fairly short for Wakefield. It was 4-down territory, a yard outside of midfield. Certainly 4-down territory here. 13-0 down.
Well, they've got a good kicking game, good special teams, but you're right, Patrick. Here, you're down 13-0 in a rivalry ball game. You got to make a statement. If you don't get it here, you got to go for it again. But this is on the offensive line. This is where you say, hey, guys, get pushed up front and win against your man.
All right, 3rd and 1. Ivy again under center. And he will hold on to it. There's more pressure. He eludes it one more time, sprints up that left sideline, and depends on the angle going out of bounds.
Steps out around the 18-yard
Ivy, he's
line.
doing a yeoman's job to avoid that first hit.
Loss of a yard on the play. It'll be 4th
But he will
and 2.
lose about a yard on that spot, and it'll be 4th down and a short 2.
And he's really saved 2 potential devastating losses, and he gets it pretty close here. And like you said, 4th and 2. Again, I think this is going to be a running player. It has to be for Wakefield to try to punch this across the first down mark.
Well, this is also an opportunity for the first-year head coach James Ward to signal to his team in this conference, we're playing to win. Big 4th down play, 2nd of this drive. It's 4th and about 2. Play clock at 12. Ivy fakes and now hands off to the right side. Barantz gets the edge up the sideline, has the first down. And a couple of Huskies usher him out of bounds, but a big run by Jeremiah Barantz. And a second 4th down conversion on this drive for Wakefield.
Who they follow, big number 75, Jordan Harris, a D1 recruit, 6'3", 275. He peeled off, got enough of his man to clear the path, and that was a big conversion for the Wolverines.
All the way down to the 11-yard line. Blue Cross Blue Shield first down. And this is a nice response drive by the Wolverines. Ivy again under center. Pressure again, an immediate handoff, and Smith goes nowhere. Dropped for a loss of a couple of yards. You see Heritage pointing the other way. The ball came loose, and another turnover by Wakefield. Recovered by Luke Macon. Number 34 came out of there with it, and a second fumble by Wakefield in this opening quarter. This one harpoons a scoring drive.
And I really like what Wakefield was doing, especially in the running game, getting pushed up front. But on this play, no room to run. And then Heritage, they just have kind of a sneaky way to get turnovers. They've been very opportunistic this season, and the ball just popping out.
Well, the first fumble happened with Ivy as we get back to live action. Whit Kane on the receiving end of a first down pass from Walker Harris. And here come the Huskies again. But if you go back to that fumble, similar to the one we saw earlier in this quarter, Trexler Ivy never had firm control. That football is kind of crawling up his right thigh. He then grabbed it awkwardly, tried to hand it off. The timing was ruined, and led to his second turnover. Dancing through the middle, short yardage here on this connection to the 45-yard line. Kane again, his third catch.
And he's their best wide receiver. He's playing in the slot. He was outstanding last season in the game we broadcasted. Just really impressed with his route running, his speed, sure hands. You know, he's got colleges looking at him, but Wakefield, they're going to have to really secure the middle of the field. Heritage doing a lot of damage right in the center.
2nd and 4. Harris calls for the snap. One step, fires to the sideline. Gooch has it and tumbles inside the 50, down to the 45-yard line. Good enough for another Husky first down. Third reception already by Broderick Gooch.
The depth at wide receiver for the Huskies. I mean, everybody has good stats. They're sure-handed. You know, they're reliable guys on the outside for Harris, and Harris really just scans the field and picks who he likes with his matchup and then goes to him.
Wolverine defense lines up 3 on the defensive line. Penalty marker comes in and stops action. And this may be the first of the night on Heritage. So false starts on the Huskies, leading 13-0. That's about the only thing so far to slow down this Heritage offense. Notice after a completed catch how fast the ball gets to the officials and how rapidly that the offensive line and the entire offense for Heritage gets right back to the line of scrimmage.
And they practice at that pace too. You know, this is something they're used to and tries to wear out the defense.
Penalty backs them up to the 50-yard line. Still first down. Approaching 2 minutes left in this opening quarter. Harris looking to the right, finds the slot man at the 45-yard line and stood up after a couple of yards after the catch. And another one for Portugal, his third catch of this opening quarter.
If I'm Wakefield, I'm bringing the safeties up, putting the cornerbacks right up against the wide receivers. I'm not going to let them get anything easy. Right now, everybody's playing back about 5-7 yards. Everything underneath is wide open for Heritage.
We'll see what kind of adjustments Wakefield does defensively. Meanwhile, the ball just comes out of the hand so fast from Walker Harris. That's the one thing that's pretty obvious when you see him up close. 2nd and 6. Harris, 3-step drop over the middle and connects. Nice grab made by Gooch, and he's tackled around the 20-yard line. That'll be enough for another first down. Lipscomb on the tackle, and here come the Huskies knocking on the door again.
And here's the pressure from Wakefield. Harris right in his face, hands flying. Gooch with the slant across the middle, getting inside the defensive back. Excellent route for the first down.
Down to the 22-yard line, a Blue Cross Blue Shield first down for Harris and the Huskies, leading 13-0, and movement on the right edge of that defensive line for Wakefield.
Call is offsides against Wakefield.
Jacoby Randolph, number 10.
It'll be 1st and 5 for the Huskies.
Well, that defensive line and any blitzing linebackers know they need to get in the backfield very quickly to make things tougher on Harris, trying to jump the counts.
The key, too, is if you can't get to him, get your hands up, try to get in his passing lane. But we saw Harris on that last play throwing it even when he did feel that pressure.
Still first down and inside the Wake 86 in green zone. 1st and 5, and now motion by the receiver up top. That'll be Gooch. Got a head start about a step and a half forward, which in the Canadian Football League is allowed. In high school football in North Carolina and any other college or pro game down here, not permitted.
You can do something in arena too, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah,
not here on the NCHSAA. You can't have any movement outside forward.
So back to the original line of scrimmage. Still first down as we are under 45 seconds. Harris, a lot of time, sprints around, pirouettes all the way against the grain down the sideline, avoids a hit, and takes it into the sideline about the original line of scrimmage. Good pursuits again by Randolph of Wakefield. First time that the secondary has kind of held its ground and forced Harris to check down, and nobody was open.
And he stayed patient in the pocket. This is good hustle, and Randolph finishing things off with the big hit. Harris, he got punished for running the ball. But that's the 3rd and long situation coming up. We'll see if Wakefield brings pressure.
Loss of a couple of yards. And now the official blows the whistle. It's only second down, although the
down marker on the far
signal
side
across the field had a
down.
3. It's second down and 12. That's the reason for the whistle.
Second and 12 for the Huskies from the 24-yard line.
Gentleman right there at the control of number 2 saying, hey, it's not my fault. I was told. Flips it back. And no dock and pay. Now, I think the officials are wanting us to get together and make sure that that is the case. And again, Sean Delaney. Again, first down, there's a penalty on Wakefield. Also on first down, a penalty went back those same 5 yards on a Heritage. And then you saw that scramble play to the sideline. So it is correct, second and 12, and Sean Delaney just confirms. And that's the only thing to slow down the Husky offense so far.
Wakefield needs to watch the screen.
Jalen Campbell alongside Harris in the backfield. One of their 2 featured backs. And on second and 12, pressure coming to throw to the right sideline. Gooch, the reception, makes a man miss, darts down the sideline in the end zone. Broderick Gooch. And a third opening quarter touchdown for Heritage. 19-0 with 30 seconds left.
Now this is a precision timing, precision route running here by Harris. Look at Gooch on the out route, then the move back inside. One-on-one coverage, nobody over the top. Gooch, only a sophomore, 6 feet tall. He looks good. He's made a big impact so far tonight.
So a 19-0 lead, second touchdown pass by Walker Harris in this opening quarter. And we will see Ben Steele on for another extra point. Had one blocked a couple of minutes ago. Snap a little bit offline, but the kick is nuts.
Does a nice
With 30 seconds left in the opening quarter, there's now a 20-0 lead for Heritage.
30.9 seconds left.
Needless to say, this is not where the Wakefield Wolverines wanted to be. They put their defense on the field to open the game, could not stop Walker Harris. Then an immediate penalty on a kickoff, and then a fumble inside their own 1-yard line led to a present touchdown. And then an offensive drive that moved down close to about the 10-yard line was again killed off by a second fumble, and Heritage strikes quickly once again.
When you're playing on the opponent's home field in a rivalry ball game, a talented opponent in Heritage, you can't have penalties, you can't have turnovers. And right now, their offense, I was impressed with the response on that last drive, but the turnover hurt them. And Wakefield, again, you look up 20-0. You just have to pretend like this game's 0-0, find a way to come back, get short, small victories, and try to get some points on the board. And again, still a long way to go here. Still the first quarter.
Lane Associates Family Dancer Street kickoff, end over end down the middle. This is Bunch from the 5-yard line. Angles to the right, swings to the sideline, and takes it out of bounds right around the 20.
Bunch takes
the ball at the 2, gets out to the 20-yard line. Will be first and 10 for the Wolverines. And look at the Saltwater Seafood and Fry Shack scoring summary. Another quick one. It wasn't quite 2 seconds like the previous one, but 2 minutes and 52 seconds. But again, Walker Harris, the highlighted guy, connected with Kane, Gooch a couple of times, covering 85 yards very quickly. Finalizing it with a 12-yard touchdown reception by Broderick Gooch.
The accuracy for Harris, every time the wide receiver catches the ball, it's right on his numbers, right where they want it, and they can make moves after the catch.
This drive begins from the 20. High arcing pass down the sideline. What a fingertip catch made by Walter Page. And inside Husky territory, taken out of bounds to the 41. Beautiful touch on that pass from Ivy. And Page running to it, got to it, but a marker is down. And it's pass interference against Wakefield. Wipe it away.
Now this is about as perfect as a throw as you'll ever see. NFL quarterbacks can't put it right here. And we see the little push, the little shove at the end. Still look at this throw by Ivy.
Marcus Roper, number 8, on the coverage. Just a little nudge against the back of that right shoulder. Created the room for Page to bring it in, but
that'll
the official
saw penalty from the original line of scrimmage.
A nightmare first corner cannot end fast enough for Wakefield.
Well, when you extend your arm, it's going to get called. Now, if you kind of keep your arm in close, you can maybe nudge a little bit, but you cannot full out push. That's going to be called every single time.
So another big play for the offense for the Wolverines. negated full or in parts by a major penalty. We'll see if we get one more play off. Ivy takes the snap with 2 seconds left in the quarter, runs it himself up the left side for a couple of yards.
Tricks for Ivy on the keeper as the clock goes to 0 at the end of the first quarter.
Is done.
With your score,
and
Heritage 20.
A homecoming start
0.
for Heritage. Trying to go 2-0 and perhaps the best conference of high school football, the NAC 6. They capitalize on 2 Wakefield turnovers and a perfect opening quarter by Walker Harris. 20-0 Heritage after 1.
Patrick Swayze.
Dirty Dancing.
I'm going to set the opening bid. Party. Confetti.
Store Bullseye.
Target. This is a show where every word counts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wild Dog.
Wolf.
Weeknights at 11 on MyRDC 28.
If you could just finance a car, life would be so much easier. And with Byrider's low down days, it can be. This month, a great deal starts with just $199 down. And we'll keep you on the road with a great warranty or optional service plan. So hurry in to check out our inventory and start moving forward. Begin your online application today at Byrider.com.
High summer energy bills? Windows broken or won't stay open? It's time to cross new windows off your to-do list this fall. Right now, Champion Windows are buy one window, get one 60% off.
We have saved 25 to 30% on our energy bill since installing the windows, which blew my mind.
So working with Champion was such a great experience that they've made our home much more comfortable now.
Upgrade your home with Champion Comfort 365 windows. Buy one, get one 60% off. Visit us online or call 888-930-CHAMPION today.
Right now at Rooms To Go, buy amazing furniture for any room for just $5.99. Better yet, it's just $10 a month. That's right, sofa and love seat sets, just $10 a month. 5-piece dining sets, $10 a month. Complete 5-piece bedroom sets, your choice, $10 a month. Sleeper sofas, reclining sofas, leather sofas, and sectionals, $10 a month. Choose accents and more, $10 a month. Interest-free for 60 months. Right now, only at Rooms To Go.
Look at Wallace Clark in his second year as the head coach for the Huskies. He knows there's a long 36 minutes left, but a 3-touchdown lead, long pass down the right sideline, incomplete, intended for Rashawn Jones. The Wolverines facing now a 3rd down. Well, hard to have a better first quarter than what we just witnessed from Walker Harris. He's going to be a VMI Keydets next year. First quarter numbers, 12 of 12 for 181 yards and 2 touchdowns.
He's so hot. He's still keeping his arm loose there. Doesn't want to cool down. I'll tell you, he's got a strong arm, but he's accurate. That's the most important thing for a quarterback, is to be accurate, and he's got it.
3rd down and 16 for the visiting Wakefield Wolverines. Line to gain is the 31. Ducking away from trouble as Ivy tries to escape, and he does. Throws awkwardly, and it's incomplete.
Ivy's
beyond the reach of Will Moore, who thought there could have been a penalty, but it looked like the pass had already sailed by him. Incomplete, brings up 4th down and the first punt of the night.
And Ivy, he's kind of having a run for his life there. Both quarterbacks, we've got a treat with both of these guys, 2 of the best in the state. Now Ivy, it's been tough when you're having to kind of run around and you can't sit in the pocket, but he's enabled at least Wakefield to have a chance extending plays and rushing for a couple positive first downs.
Jacob Morton, an outstanding field goal kicker. He used the punter and it suited the whistle before the snap.
Got a penalty flag down at the line of scrimmage.
Well, go back to that opening quarter, a couple of critical turnovers by the Wolverines. One was recovered by defensive lineman Michael Walker, the other by Luke Macon. And one of them probably took points off the board in any type of momentum that Wakefield was trying to pick up. So yes, 20 points down, but in a coach's mind, you're thinking it's probably 13-7, the way that drive was going without the fumble, and then who knows what happens that next drive. but very little happening positively as Kane comes up on the run, takes the short kick. First wave misses, jukes to the left, and gets it inside the 30-yard line. With Kane, a touchdown reception, excellent punt return, and a very good territory is where this drive for Heritage will begin. We'll mark him at the 26.
For Wakefield, you got to get a turnover. You've got to slow down this machine for Heritage. And if you're a Husky right now, you're saying, hey, we're doing good, but let's finish things off. Let's continue to put pressure on Wakefield. Homecoming here on our home field and stretch this lead out.
Well, first things first, will Harris ever throw an incompletion tonight? He's 12 for 12. He's going to the air again, make it 13 for 13. Kane makes the quit. A quick turn to his right, and not much after the catch.
Brought down by number
4 receptions now by Kane in the opening half.
Kane, another guy, gained Division I interest, and he just is a master of route running, really owning the middle of the field, and you got to be courageous to go across the middle. There's safety help over the top. He caught it, pivoted to get away from the hit.
You know, I like what you said about the ability of Walker Harris just to spot his passes. Strong arm, but it's the accuracy. As I watch him from baseball model, I think like a Greg Maddox.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's hitting the black. There's movement. He's accurate. He's quick. Doesn't get himself in trouble.
And how Maddox used to frustrate hitters, he's frustrating the defensive backs because even if they're in coverage, he's putting the ball away so they can't get in the way and knock it down.
On 2nd and 1, Kane again, the recipient of a catch, and lunges forward inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line. A pickup of 3 for NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics first down. Your smile is our passion. 14 consecutive completions by Walker Harris. Winner of the game with over 1,400 yards through the air this year.
Only a couple rushes, Patrick. They don't need to run the ball.
3 carries for 1 total yard in the opening quarter. And a touchdown. 2nd and 7 inside the Wake 86 at green zone. Harris, tons of time, roams left, tosses toward the sideline, and there's the first incompletion of the night. Looking for Joshua Crabtree.
Josh Crabtree falls incomplete.
So the perfect night ends after 14 straight completions by Walker Harris.
I know Wakefield is trying to stay back in coverage, and the Huskies are getting rid of the ball so quickly, but you've got to change something. You've got to either bring the house to try to make him get rid of it, or just literally drop everybody, because right now, you know, that was really the first play where he had to get rid of the ball, and he still had time to throw it.
And again, a little bit of an issue here, maybe with the spot in the football. On 3rd and 7, no penalty. So they reset the play clock. And a 3rd and 7 upcoming for Heritage, already leading by 20. Logan Askew sets up to the right of Walker Harris. And Harris stands tall in the gun, tosses down the sideline, and one-handed nearly grabbed by Broderick Gooch. Almost brought it in. There was contact on that sideline near the pylon. There's a marker down in the end zone. And Gooch lost the cleats in the process. And it's defensive pass interference on Wakefield. This would have been perhaps the catch of the year if Gooch can bring it in. His left arm is being held, the right arm is extended, and almost brought that in the fingertips.
And even though that wasn't converted, how about the throw? I mean, that was, Jones was perfectly in coverage, except for the flag, but he was still hip to hip with Gooch. He just led him where only his wide receiver could catch it or nobody would.
Now they spot the football around the 8-yard line, still 3rd down and about 1.5 yards. And still out of the gun. Askew this time to the left of Harris. And he deploys in motion. Hard slants, penalty marker in, and Gooch brought it in, made the reception. And where was he marked down? Gooch makes the catch, draped defensive coverage on that quick slant. And we'll check the marker. He was at the goal line. He may have been in. If this goes on Wakefield, this may be a touchdown. Tight man-to-man on Gooch.
Is down at the 4-yard line.
But the pass still got through. But will it count? A long discussion. Whit Kane is gesturing to the sky saying, hey, put the hands up, that's a touchdown. That's what the Huskies believe. Sean Delaney in the white cap trying to sort it all out. Very anticipatory. Wallace Clark on the sideline saying, come on, fellas.
Everybody over on the sides ready to put their hands up. They're just the anticipation.
Either way, they're waiting to run another play. This is the only thing that has kind of broken the momentum of the offense. And Sean Delaney in the white cap. Here's the signal.
The call is pass
It's
interference.
defensive pass
against
interference.
Wakefield.
They will decline
Penalty
it,
decline.
and it's short to the goal line. So they will mark
It's
Gooch
gonna be
down
first
short.
and goal
It'll be
for the
first and goal.
Huskies.
Let's go downstairs to Aaron Summers.
At the 1 yard line.
We'll check in with Aaron here momentarily. There, see it, Gooch. I mean, as he made that catch and came down, it looked like the football may have broken the plane. And they mark him short. It'll be first down for Heritage. And Corey Peterson, their top defensive player, checks in as a blocking back. And we'll get a whistle before the snap.
Penalty
And that
flag
really
down
did kind of break
the line
up the
of
rhythm of
scrimmage.
this Heritage offense. And this will go on the Huskies. Like I said, this will go on Wolverines. I'm in mid-season form here, Jay. I had a long drive today. And that will move the football about 4 inches.
You've been right all season. Stop beating yourself up.
Aim for perfection, Jay.
Hey, I've had a couple missed ones this season. You've got a better track record than me.
So Walker Harris comes back from the sideline with Campbell in the backfield. First and goal for Heritage, leading 20-0. Harris to Campbell, fighting through the left side toward the goal line. Touchdown! Jalen Campbell, 5th of the year. And Heritage in a runaway in the first half, up 26-0.
And for Heritage, everything's working. You're protecting the football. You're running the ball now in short yard situations when you have to. And you're throwing the ball, your quarterback's on fire, your wide receivers are doing everything right. So this is the start you want. Your defense putting up a shutout, offense clicking. You just have to maintain this effort and this consistency in the Wakefield. Get back in this game, you're going to have to get turnovers, explosive plays to try to have a chance.
Lane and Associates Family Dentistry touchdown, a 1-yard carry by Jalen Campbell. Extra point knocked in, and with 10:13 left in the first half, Heritage on top, 27-0. Is there magic on the sidelines for the Wolverines? They need to unearth it quick. 27-0, Heritage.
A-Plus Tree and Crane Services has been Raleigh's top tree service since 1996. That's more than 20 years of serving our neighbors. Whether it's helping your family or business recover from a natural disaster, or simply the threat of rotting wood, we guarantee you the safest, most professional experience possible. When it comes to our work, the safety of both our customers and employees are of the utmost importance. So when C+ doesn't cut it, call A+ for the best tree service in Central North Carolina.
Maxwell looking deep.
It's pink out night here at Heritage, and the sales of the homecoming shirts went to a special cause. Big meeting for you, Coach Furlow, here at Heritage. What does this mean for the community to come together, raise money to give it to your mother, someone who is battling breast cancer for the second time?
It means a lot. It's great to have a support staff, not only from people that you work with in the community, but the students that you see every day. So it's great that I have that community that keeps me going.
What is your mother going to be able to use this money for?
Doctor's appointments. Every time she goes and visits a doctor, it's like $70, gas, and when she's out of work, just helping her with that. So it's a big benefit to help cover those costs.
That's great. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Jessica. Great story. Thank you, Aaron. And there is the student body in this Heritage Husky Stadium tonight, normally in the deep navy blue and white, but tonight almost everybody out in pink, and that includes the coaching staff and some of the players with their socks and wristbands as well. Throwing on the run up the sideline, out of bounds, and a crushing hit right after the release of that throw.
Is that Barons that had the big block? I mean, I'll tell you,
Ivy throws the ball away.
What he can do with his
back.
feet, I mean, his arm is
Second down and 10
outstanding,
for the
but running, getting out of the pocket, getting out of the harm's way, I mean, that's about as good as it gets. And Barons cleaned things up now. Still 2nd and 10 for Wakefield, but you've got to have success, Patrick, on first down. You got to get something going. Wakefield just hasn't found it yet.
All right, for James Ward, you're on the road. You're down 27-0. The game could not have probably started any worse for your side. You're in your first year as a head coach. What are the small steps he needs to see his team make over these final 10 minutes of the first half? Crossing pattern. Page, the reception stretches forward. Going to be a little bit short of the first.
I think the first thing he has to do is maintain confidence, but he's got to get his team to clean up the penalties, clean up the mistakes, and then I think you've got a great quarterback, right? But you've got to have a running game too. He needs to get balance, and he needs to try to get some points and chop into this lead before the half. He needs to have some momentum so he can go to the half, make some adjustments, and then on defense, he's got to get some turnovers. That's what you got to do on that side of the ball.
3rd and short. And 3 receivers all to the bottom of the screen. And an inside handoff, a little stumble on the handoff, surging forward, and I don't think it got there.
Jeremiah Baronzi.
Baronzi the carry, a little bit short. Now we saw Wakefield attempt on 2 4th downs. One was near midfield, one was on the positive side of the field. You're down 27, it's 4th and 1, and you're at your own 29-yard line. It looks like James Ward is going to keep the offense on the field here.
And what does he need to see from his team? He needs to see fight. You're getting beat bad right now. You need to see your team winning in the trenches. When you need a yard, you need to get this yard, and he wants to be physical up front.
And from the gun, it is Ivy. And he will call his number. He will try the right side, and he will not get there. And the Husky defense demoralizing Wakefield here in this opening half, stopping Wakefield on a 4th and 1 in their own territory. And the Huskies are threatening with a runaway here.
Well, and Ivy, just not a lot of room to run. I mean, the defensive line got penetration. And as good as he is, if you don't have the blocks up front, you can't get that yard. Now he's starting back in the shotgun and just couldn't get it.
If you take a look at that replay, Rogers got his body low and just knifed through. He had the first hits in the backfield and blew up that 4th down play. First down, hand off to the right side. Little stutter step into the 30-yard line. And the hit is levied, and Askew taken down right around the 30.
He's brought down by number 33,
have
Wesley
a big blow for Heritage. This is your opportunity. Great field
Loss
position.
Of 1 on the play.
If you can continue to use this clock up, wear out the Wakefield defense, get more points on the board, get it over 30. I mean, again, this is exactly how you want to start with your home field advantage, homecoming. This is picture perfect for the Huskies.
And for James Ward, first-year head coach for Wakefield, he said the big key for us, ball control. Don't turn the ball over, no penalties. We've seen none of those 3 boxes checked in the first half. Loss of 2. Harris swings it out a little bit behind Askew. That might be a live football. Was it a lateral or a pass?
So it's called
see Sean Delaney come in and signal incomplete.
A reminder, folks, to stay in your seats at halftime for our homecoming ceremony. We will crown this year's
To
King
me, it
and
looked
Queen.
like it went forward.
About a half a yard, yeah.
Barely. If you're Wakefield, that's a good job being on the spot and still going after the ball, even though the whistles are blowing.
An incomplete pass, 3rd and 12 from the 30-yard line. Already a 27-0 lead for the Huskies. Harris began the night 14 for 14. In the pocket, gives up on the play, hustles to the sideline, marker is down, pass to the end zone, got through, and in and out of the hands of Gooch. After the ball probably should have been intercepted. The quarterback jumped up maybe a little bit too soon, and that might have impacted Gooch's visibility, but there was a marker thrown before the release of the pass.
It's going to be a hold. It's going to come back.
Looks like it'll either be 4th and 12.
And that looked to be an opportunity for the Wolverine defense to make a play.
Or 3rd
and it will be a holding against 24. Heritage, and it will be declined. Bring up 4th down.
Penalty, so it'll be 4th and 12 for the Huskies. Ben Steele comes on the
That was a good job by the defense. You're getting off the field.
Correction.
Now Heritage has got an outstanding kicker. They're going to go for it. They may not get off this drive without points going on the board, but still not allowing the touchdown.
A reminder coming up, the NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics halftime reports. This week's Riddle and Brantley Scholar athletes, school interviews with the principals, and highlights from games all across the country. It's coming up at halftime. This is Ben Steele. This will be from 47 yards. On the way, flips end over end toward the crossbar and bangs off of the aluminum.
It hits the crossbar and bounces back into the end zone.
A half yard short from a career high.
At least we know exactly
the only thing that has gone awry for the Huskies in this opening half.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? If you are participating,
I'll tell you those, right down the middle, that angle we saw it, that end zone view, the angle, so tough. He hit it perfectly. And Coach Clark, he has so much confidence in Steele. No surprise that he sent him out there. You know, he knows he wants that back way. He's such a weapon for Heritage with the ability to kick those long field goals. That one not going in, but still, he's an outstanding season.
He and Wallace Clark will have to have a discussion after the game. He may tell Steele, I thought you said you had 47-yard range. You have 46, my man. So on the missed field goal, first down pass with a step, but it's over the head of Bunch.
For Jawan Bunch. Goes over his head.
Man-to-man down that left side with Zach Kirsch.
Now, in Ivy, he got hit there. If he has time, the deep passing plays there every single time for Wakefield. Heritage loading the box, the safeties coming up and run support. So that big passing play opportunity is available. They just have to hold up to give Ivy time to throw.
Now Wakefield will get the football at the start of the third quarter. So there's a shot here to turn things around and cut into this deficit. But Wakefield, a lot of issues to clean up. 2nd and 10. Caught a break on the missed field goal. Ivy, again a deep ball, this time down the right sideline, lane out. So just incomplete. And another hit taken by the quarterback. Drexler Ivy looking for Rashawn Jones on the right side. That time 3rd down.
It is 3rd and 10 for
Past two
Wakefield.
passing plays, he's getting up off the ground. Again, he just needs a little bit more time. Wakefield, whenever you're getting pressure, some of the adjustments you can make is keep a running back in the block, keep the tight ends into block, and try to give that extra second for your quarterback.
He has not had a clean pocket all night. I mean, he's been chased. He's been hit when he stayed in the pocket. It's been rough for the quarterback, Drexler Ivy tonight. 3rd and 10. And there's pressure again. Runs out, being chased toward the sideline, and an awkward flip up the sideline. Nobody nearby. And another hit on Ivy through the sideline.
Whether there was a receiver in the area, they'll drop the flag.
It's 4th down. Although there may be a penalty here. This could be intentional grounding here. There was no receiver in the area. And there's the signal of Sean Delaney. They'll be grounding on Ivy. Well, if Ivy were Walker Harris on that play as a left-handed throwing quarterback, he could probably get it in the vicinity of somebody. But when you're a right-handed quarterback running into that sideline, he just kind of chunked it forward.
That'll be a loss
to avoid
a
a sack.
So to be 4th down from the 10-yard line.
Really
for
perfect
Wakefield.
pressure, but the perfect angle as well for Heritage, forcing him to go towards the opposite of his throwing arm. And there's no angle. He's just trying to make a play. There just wasn't a receiver in that vicinity.
And with the penalty, the loss of down, 4th down. There will be no 4th down gamble this time. And Wakefield with Morton will punt it away. Pressure coming. He gets it off. And a deep spiral forcing Whit Kane back at the 45. Room to return. Near the 40, cuts to his right. Marker down, up the sideline, runs into his own man, and then goes out of bounds on the right sideline. Another crafty return by Whit Kane. And a marker lands at the 40-yard line. This one looks to go against Heritage. Seen a lot of good things, good skills from Whit Kane tonight. The route running, the hands, the vision, and some patience right there on that punt return, even though most of it will be negated.
And some people just look natural out on the field, and
it'll be a 10-yard penalty for the block in the back.
Just very patient catching the ball. You know, this is when you catching the ball and you've got guys flying at you to tackle you, it's not an easy thing. You see the hold right on the right side.
There's a block in the back right there by Heritage as well. Number 23, Rogers.
But King just so good in the passing game, special teams. He really makes an impact in all the different phases.
Drive begins in midfield for Heritage, leading 27-0. 7:50 remaining first half here in Wake Forest. Glad you're with us on this Friday night. Harris deep down the right side, sprints and passes, Gooch cradles it in the 10, 3 steps into the end zone, touchdown, Broderick Gooch from 50 yards out from Walker Harris. And a Heritage like a locomotive on homecoming, up 33.
The protection up front. Time for Heritage to throw the ball. Great motion, accurate ball. Gooch beating his man with speed. This wide receiving core, quarterback play, protection up front, just clicking on all cylinders, making it look easy. You know, with Heritage, the way this offense is playing, if their defense can continue with this effort, they're 4-3 right now. They really have a bright future extending, I think, deep into the playoffs, maybe even December if they continue to play this well.
Extra point good. A one-play, 50-yard hookup. Harris to Gooch for the second time tonight. 7:42 left in the first half. 34-0. Heritage.
I decided in middle school that I wanted to be a forensic scientist,
an engineer,
a teacher, and probably a coach.
I think I want to start my own business.
This is what I want to do every day for as long as I can.
I just want to try new things.
I want to win, always.
I work best under pressure. I just want to be on stage.
I haven't decided what yet, but I want to be great at it.
Plastic bottles in North Carolina are creating jobs in our communities. They are separated, sorted, and packaged by your neighbors. Bottles are ground into small pieces called flake by your friends. The flake is clean and melted into pellets, then transformed into socks, your favorite shirt, the carpeting in your car, as well as other bottles. When you recycle plastic bottles here in the Carolinas, you're providing employment for an estimated 3,500 people. When you recycle your plastic bottles, you're making a positive impact on your community. Your bottle means jobs.
Candidates tonight already in this first half for the Saltwater Seafood catch of the game. Saltwater Seafood Market and Fry Shack. Come check us out for the catch of the day. Fourth quarter is when we will select that. A 40-yard reception brought in by Gooch from Walker Harris might be the top of the contenders. And a touchback on the Heritage kickoff. Let's get to our Saltwater Seafood scoring recap. We saw a 2-second drive in the first quarter, put an 8-second drive, one play, 50 yards. Nice catch brought in by Gooch, got behind the defender by a couple of steps, and took it in the last 12 yards. 34-0 Heritage with 7:42 left in his opening half.
And for Harris, well, he's been so accurate in the short passing game, but Gooch, he's the wide receiver on the outside with the speed to take the top off of defense, and Harris has been accurate with the deep balls as well.
Well, the defense not resting on their laurels one bit. Jawan Bunch bullied back for a loss. Retreating, and taken back for a big loss inside the 10-yard line. That'll be a loss of about 12.
It'll be 2nd and 24.
For Wakefield here, you know, this is where you're going to learn a lot about your guys. You know, the coaches this week, when they watch film, they're going to watch the effort of everybody, whether it's the first quarter or the fourth quarter, to see who's playing hard, to see who's executing. Now, a lot of mistakes, a lot of things to clean up, but effort is the #1 key to continue to fight and push.
And James Ward told us before the game he loves the fact that he has a lot more bodies to deal with. Again, it's his first year as the head coach here for the Wolverines, kind of changing the culture. Had to go through 2 long, extended interview processes that encapsulated about a full month before he officially was awarded the job. He was actually at a coaching conference in Columbus, Ohio, when he was notified that he was a finalist and going to get the job here. But again, they're turning around the program. They've had some good times. They've been roughed up over the last few years. But the first thing he told us today about what's in the pipeline, he said our JV team just lost its first game of the year last night.
Yeah, and he's excited about the future. And a lot of things, even though tonight isn't going well so far, a lot of things they're building, toughness, physical play. competition, what he's doing in practice to build that, it's really been a big deal for them.
Another deep ball just outside the outstretched arms of Jones,
Nehemiah Jones.
What we see now as the lead has continued to grow for Heritage. We've seen deep ball after deep ball going for the home run from Trexler Ivy just about every opportunity he gets with some time to throw. And again, those are low percentage, high reward plays. But how many times will you hook up on that?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it leads to a 3 and out in this situation. A quick offensive drive, and then all of a sudden the defense is back out there with right now pretty low amounts of confidence. And again, this is only the first half, 34-0 Heritage.
I think it's a uniform violation.
It's a tough deal because you see Ivy throwing the ball. Great, beautiful ball, and your wide receivers have openings. You just haven't been able to connect, so you know it's there. But on the other end of it, you don't want to have one and done series. You want to be consistent.
Well, they need to reach the 30-yard line. Chased out, another deep shot downfield, and this one is broken up, incomplete.
Pass once again
looking
intended
for Jones.
Jalen high on the coverage.
And high on the coverage. Marker down, though. This could be roughing the passer against Ivy. He took a shot at the goal line or maybe even in the end zone. And if this goes against Heritage, this will get the Wolverines out of jail and be an automatic first down. And it is roughing the passer.
Foul, roughing the passer against Heritage. That is 15 yards and an automatic
This is on a
first
3rd
down.
and 27 play. And there you see the grab by Corey Peterson. Takes him down near the goal line. And new life for the Wolverines on this drive.
Oh, there's effort there, but you have to be smart at the end of that play. You can't get the flag, and that's just trying to overextend yourself to make a big play.
So first down from about the 17. And motion before the snap against the Wolverines.
Penalty is against Heritage.
Throw the defense off. The Huskies charge for another offside.
1st and 5.
Well, when you look ahead for this Husky team, coming into 1-0 in the next 6, but things toward the finish line get awfully challenging. But tell you what, an outing like we're seeing tonight will give them loads of confidence. They have Nightdale next week, undefeated Rollsville the week after, and then they finish up with Wake Forest.
Matt Smith,
so this is a type of effort that Wallace Clark was hoping to see tonight, right before you get to the other big trio within the next 6. It'll be a great litmus test and preparation for the Huskies for the postseason.
Well, what separates teams, especially at this point in the season, is A, confidence, B, consistency, and then really see, are you going to get up for every single game? It's easy to get for one game, it's easy, maybe 2, but you got to do it week in and week out.
2nd and 5. Ivy hands off, first man through, sprinting down the right side in the clear, down the sideline. Morantz tripped up, maintains his balance, and finally dragged down near the 10-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by High of Heritage, and the first big offensive play for the Wolverines, and no flags.
Well, no safety help over the top. And Barons, this is just the speed taking over, and then look at him look back, feel the pressure with the stiff arm to get the extra yards, and that's the explosive play Wakefield needs. Hopefully they can build on this and get the ground attack going in one play. That's all you need to get something going, to get some momentum, especially up front for the offensive line.
And suddenly that sideline for the Wolverines pretty engaged now. From the 15-yard line, dancing to the right side, Bunch can't turn the corner as they move inside the Wake 86 green zone. 2nd down. Gain of maybe a yard.
For Wakefield, everything is 4-down territory. You've got to go for it, unless it's on the other side of the field across the 50. But in this area, you're going for touchdown. So you've got to plan for that. And again, we've seen wide open areas in the passing game. But going back to that run for Barons, let's try in the running game now. Let's try to get things going to win up front and see if Heritage can match the physical style you want to continue to play with and try to push to inch back in this game.
Barons and Smith in the backfield. 2nd and 9. Ivy looks to throw, a little fade to the right sideline in the end zone. An adjustment made by Jones. He's in. Touchdown. And Wakefield on the board on a 14-yard hookup from Ivy to Jones. And did the Wolverines ever need that?
Look at the throw. He had time to throw. That was like Brett Favre style, throwing it in his back foot.
Number 9,
and fighting for the ball. You know, a little nudge there, but going up for it. Jones with his height, 6'2", long arms, sophomore. That's a big play, and Wakefield getting excited over on the sideline. You look up, you get some points on the board before half. If you can get a stop on defense, another score. You know, I mean, at least you're going to be rolling a little bit and get something going.
Marker down, running into the kicker, but it was driven in anyway by Jacob Morton. 34-7, Heritage on top of Wakefield. And you're right, because that's how head coaches think. I mean, you can be up 9 points in basketball with 38 seconds left. If you're winning, you're thinking, what do I need to do to prevent the other team from beating me? And if you're losing, you're always thinking about, how do we score 10 points in the next 34 minutes? It can happen. And in their head, they're thinking about, oh, well, maybe the onside kick is now going to be involved more. A couple of defensive stops to get a turnover. You have the ball coming out of halftime.
You have to have small goals. And you know, again, yeah, if you're a player out there, do you want to be somebody that gives up, or do you want to be somebody that fights? And if you want to be one of those guys that's a winner and that fights, you know, this is an opportunity to show your true colors and, you know, close out this ball game with your best effort. And, you know, if you do come back, awesome. If you don't, at least you learn a lot about your team. So they've got a test coming back, but that's a good start.
A reminder, the NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics halftime report coming up in a couple of minutes. The Riddle and Brantley Scholar athletes, school interviews with the principals, and highlights from games across the country from last week. That's coming up at halftime. 4:43 left in the second quarter. Wakefield conceded the first 34 points of this one before a 14-yard touchdown reception brought in by Jones. Lane and Associates Family Dentistry kickoff. 34-7. What will the tactics be here for the Wolverines? Do they put their defense on the field, which has failed to force a turnover or a punt so far, or are they gambling here? Here's the approach, and they will not gamble. Keep the dice in their pockets. And Whit Kane in the end zone handles it for a touchback.
The end zone. The Huskies will take it at
That's disappointing for Kane, because you can tell he wants to make things happen. He didn't intend to be in the end zone, but was. Touchback. Saltwater Seafood Fry Shack scoring recap. 8 plays covering 80 yards. This big run by Barantz down to the 14-yard line. 1 play later, this touchdown catch from Ivy to Jones. Just inside of 3 minutes. Wakefield on the board. Now can their defense get a stop or force a turnover? Harris, number 3, has been virtually invincible tonight. And the left-handed throwing quarterback out of the gun on first down from the 20. Finds Kane underneath and makes the catch. Drives forward over the 30.
Complete to
the 32. Gain of 12 and a first down.
And that's been there all day. You know, again, he's just like a wizard in the middle of the field. Great route runner. Just a hitch. Sitting in the zone coverage, and Wakefield playing back. So if you're going to play in zone, you have to read the eyes of Harris and attack, and then also you can't have any missed tackles. You have to make the immediate hit.
NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics first down. Your smile is our passion. Clock shows 4:22. Harris to the left side, out of the backfield. Kane makes the reception right around the line of scrimmage. Jukes his way around for maybe another yard.
Brought down by number 33,
Second and long coming up for Heritage.
That's a heck of a tackle by Wesley Heaton. That was a one-on-one situation in the open field. Plenty of room for Kane, the linebacker, staying in good position, wrapping up and making the tackle.
That's really the first time tonight we've seen a tackle in space one-on-one executed by the Wolverines. Again, small steps, small victories. No gain officially, 2nd and 10. And Harris communicating with his receivers. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. And he will throw the one on the left side, and that's Gooch. And Gooch does make a man miss. Sprints down the sideline, pulls his way inside the 50. And a big play there for the Huskies. We've seen Gooch just kind of whistle around and through a number of would-be tacklers here. A quick little move to the inside and then beats the second man of the sideline.
And for Wakefield, you can't let that happen. You've got the sideline that's really a teammate of yours where you can push him out of bounds. Two guys coming, and you can't bring down Gooch. And Gooch, sophomore, 6 feet 185. Yeah. He's an impressive big kid out wide.
Gain of 22. He's swinging out of the backfield. And turning up the right side, Holloway, and Holloway punished down at about the 42.
Gets down around the 43-yard line.
You can see some of the sportsmanship on some of these players' faces and gestures out there. A little friendly smack in the helmet by one of the Wakefield players after the tackle of Holloway. You mentioned before, I mean, a lot of these players were on the same youth teams growing up. They're now separated by 2 different schools 5 miles away, but there's a lot of knowledge and a lot of friends on both of these sidelines. Marker down. Play called
penalty
down.
Flag down at the line of scrimmage. Looks like it's going to be a procedure penalty. And it is 5 yards
Heritage.
back. It'll be 2nd and 12 for the Huskies from the 48-yard line.
A lot of emotions, Patrick, in this game. You come out and play against your rival. You want to play your best game of the year, and sometimes that emotion can do positive things and really click for you, like Heritage and Wakefield. That emotion, they started out with those penalties, and we've seen some positives here as we inch closer towards the half, but it was just too many mistakes and errors, and you wonder if that emotion from the homecoming game here on the road played a part.
Blitz coming on 2nd and 12, and a run through the middle inside the 45 to maybe the 43-yard line. Once again, Holloway. And if memory serves, this may be the first 3rd down opportunity the defense for Wakefield has had a chance to get off the field, is it not?
I think it's been the first, and for them, you're in an area where Steele is going to probably be out of his range, but you have to get off the field. There's still time potentially to get the ball back and get another drive.
Yeah, you're right. With the missed field goal, yes, that was obviously they didn't pick up a first down on that 3rd, and now the officials come together. This may be a play clock issue for Sean Delaney, the referee tonight. And on the other side of the field again, the down in distance was showing 2nd down on that sideline, but they confirm it is 3rd. So 3rd and 8 for Heritage. On just their 2nd 3rd down opportunity of the night. Harris sings into the sideline. Whit Kane again sprints right in the sideline to the 33, but he knew exactly where the markers were. And there's the football acumen for Whit Kane.
2 seniors that practice played so much together. Look at the rhythm. They made it look easy. I mean, that's just a pitch and catch. The out route to the outside. Defender trailing on the hip. Good throw, leading him out of bounds.
I mean, he wasn't avoiding a hit. He just said it's unnecessary. I know exactly where I need to get for the first down. A quick little square out and right out of bounds. He needed 8, picked up about 9. First down, Heritage. At the 34-yard line of Wakefield. Harris, pressure coming from the front side, and he's finally collared and pinwheeled down.
Walker Harris is brought down by number 10, Jacoby Randolph.
Randolph, number 10.
Spot is the 35-yard line.
He's going to go right up the middle, winning.
2nd
number
and 11
10
for the Huskies.
As he overshot Harris. Good hustle, peeling back. Big kid, 6'4", 250. The defensive end positions, play some tight end on the offensive side as well.
Good work by Heaton to turn him back to the inside. A reminder, tonight's game powered by United Rentals, building futures together. Sack for a loss of a yard. Harris swings out of the backfield. It gets through Holloway. And Holloway brought down another good tackle in space by the Wolverines.
Down by number 32, Evan
that's
Holmes.
number 33, Wesley Heaton. So two good defensive plays by number 33 in white and maroon. And brings up the first 3rd down and behind the chains for the Heritage Husky offense tonight.
This is a tough task for this Wolverines defense. I mean, this is a great offense, and they're being asked to play in pass cover. So many times we see in high school football running teams, but tonight this is a passing game, and these linebackers have to play in coverage and wall off the wide receivers.
Well, for the first time tonight, no urgency from Heritage inside the final 40 seconds of the half. Dancing around, pressure, and down goes Harris.
Walker Harris is sacked by Jacoby
for the
Randolph
2nd time in the series. It's Randolph again.
Down at the 45-yard line.
Sack on 1st down, sack on 3rd down. And Wakefield with 1 timeout remaining. We'll see if they take it and at least force a clean punt.
There's a guy that's fighting.
Looks
we
like
talked
the
about
Huskies are going to be
playing hard, showing effort.
2
big plays by the big defensive end.
And no timeout taken by Wakefield. The clock continues to tick down. And no punt required. Well, what a first half for the Heritage Huskies and quarterback Walker Harris. A perfect opening quarter. He went 12 out of 12, completed his first 14 of this contest. And the Heritage Huskies on homecoming. All Huskies tonight leading Wakefield 34-7.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 200,000 participants here in North Carolina who take part in high school sports.
A wreck, injuries, bills, your life may be changed forever. At Riddle and Brantley, it's our job to help make it right. Come meet with us free of charge to talk about your case. There is no upfront fee to hire us, and we won't charge you anything unless we successfully resolve your case. Call us or visit our website. Riddle and Brantley, when justice counts.
This is Annie. And this is Annie paying back her friend for the tickets with Zelle before the previews start. And this is Annie getting ready to enjoy the show.
This is your right here, right now bank. This is Wells Fargo.
Hold on to me. Don't let me go. Your first name is free. Last name is dumb.
Now get 0 for 60 on Escape, Edge, and Expedition. Or get up to $57.50 cash back only at your Carolina Ford dealer.
Freedom.
To me, a chocolate milkshake is sacred. So when Atkins told me they were whipping up a new shake with 30 grams of protein plus 7 grams of fiber, I said, it better taste great. Wow. Atkins Shakes.
Welcome back to the NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics Halftime Report. Huskies with a 34-7 lead. You said you wouldn't be able to stop Wakefield's offensively. You've held them to 7 points. How has your defense been able to contain them?
Well, it's just the players. You know, we prep for them all week long. And it's something that we told our guys, you know, when they kind of have chip on their shoulders, they could do a great job. You know, they're still a good offense. As you see there, you know, we got to stop the deep ball, you know, but they do a good job. You know, and our kids are just kind of, I guess they got the crowd behind us to make everything work. So hopefully continue to do well next half and, you know, just bring it home.
How can you continue to feed off the momentum and the atmosphere?
Well, as of right now, you know, like I said, it's more or less the kids, you know, and the student body to support them. You know, that's the main thing we got going on right now. You know, there's a good football team. Last year, they came back and scored some points, and we lost the game. So hopefully our guys go back and get focused. You know, as a staff, we're going to kind of correct some things that we're doing wrong, some of the penalties, and just make sure we kind of finish it the right way.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I'm for the Riddle and Brantley Scholar Athlete of the Week. Presenting the award for Riddle and Brantley is Adam Smith. From Wakefield High School, Trexler Ivy. Wakefield's Trexler Ivy is a 3-year varsity football team captain, a 3-year varsity football starter, a 4-time academic all-conference in football and baseball, and carries a 3.8 GPA. Trexler is a 3-time recipient of the Lamp of Knowledge, and he volunteers for Habitat for Humanity and his church. From Heritage High School, Jessica Conley. Jessica Conley of Heritage is captain of the volleyball team, a 2-year varsity volleyball athlete, a 2-year junior varsity volleyball athlete, and carries a 4.06 GPA. Jessica makes care packages for the homeless and has participated in the Miracle League, Special Olympics, and Camp Celebrate. Jessica, Trexler, and other nominated All-Stars are also eligible to win a $5,000 scholarship to be presented at the end of the season, courtesy of Riddle and Brantley. Injured in an accident? Call Riddle and Brantley when justice counts.
This is saltwater seafood owner Mike Earp. This is Beach Mike.
Nice shirt, Pa.
He likes to be close to the ocean. And this is Fresh Mike. Freshness is important to Mike. These Mikes get fresh seafood delivered every day at Saltwater Seafood. Be like these Mikes and get your fresh seafood here too. And visit the Fry Shack where Debbie will cook up your order to go.
Come see us at Saltwater Seafood.
Saltwater Seafood is owned and operated by Mike and Debbie Earp.
When you have financial confidence, you can live life on your own terms. No matter what.
I had my laser eye treatment over 12 years ago, and it's one of the best things that I've ever done in my life. I was very nervous the day of the treatment. The anticipation grew all day, but when I got in the laser room, the treatment was over before I knew it. Having my eyes lasered was one of the best things I've ever done in my life. Being able to see clearly when I wake up in the morning is something I will never take for granted. All I could think of is, why didn't I do this years ago?
Watch Funny You Should Ask with me, Whitney Cummings.
And Howie Mandel. Really?
It's cute.
Oh my God, it's cold in here. I think it is cold in here.
I'm sweating.
Get a load of the rack on Grandpa.
That's Howie. That's Howie.
You never know what you'll hear on Funny You Should Ask.
Let's go to a commercial.
Weeknights at 10:30 on MyRDC 28.
Welcome back to the NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics Halftime Report. I'm joined by Wakefield Principal Malik Bazell. What goes into developing the student athlete, and how does the athletics part help them be a better student?
Well, athletics is very important because we want very well-rounded students. They learn how to be team players, they learn how to collaborate, they learn perseverance, and they also gain character by going through all the different things you have to go through an athletic program to be successful.
In what ways does your community also help develop your students?
Well, in order to serve the stakeholders of Wakefield, we have to have strong community partnerships. So we have a business alliance that meets with community members, former alumni, and businesses in the area, and they provide different opportunities like job shadowing, internships, and guest speakers to come to the class and help the kids determine what they want to be when they grow up in the future.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more from the Halftime Report.
It takes two to dance.
She threatened me. That's not true. Okay, she was belligerent.
But it takes three to tango.
You all need to stop throwing the stones.
Hot Bench, the only court with 3 judges.
Get him out of my courtroom. Out.
3 opinions.
You are on the road to destruction.
3 personalities.
Oh, baloney.
Judges Acker, Corriero, and Domingo.
Not everybody's the 3 of us.
Hot Bench. Weeknights at 7 on MyRDC 28.
Welcome to America Says!
It's the exciting new game of fill-in-the-blank fun.
Is B for baking? Bah!
With a bring-on-the-laughs host.
When I think about baseball, I think about
Sammy Davis Jr.
Sammy Davis, of course, great baseball player. He'd slide into home plate and tap dance on it. Are you ready for this?
We're ready. John Michael Higgins hosts America Says. Tonight at 10 on MyRDC 28.
25 words or less.
This is a show where every word counts.
Place bets.
I could do it at 19. 16. Oh, really? Yeah.
Give clues.
Lunar pancake flip.
Run.
Older woman love.
Guess words.
Tattoo.
Alarm. Vest.
Win money.
I'm going home with $10,000.
25 words or less.
Weeknights at 11 on MyRDC 28.
It's a great homecoming night for Heritage as they have a 34-7 lead over Wakefield. Welcome back to the NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics Halftime Report. I'm joined by Heritage Principal Scott Lyons, and I hear there is a new charity here at school, a school-wide charity. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, in the past our students have always done a lot of different charities and given a little bit to a lot of different people, and they really wanted to focus on a local charity this year. So lots of students gave input and we had a big vote, and we're announcing it tonight that we are going to be partnering with Backpack Buddies, our local charity, to provide students in need with food. So lots of clubs will be doing different fundraisers throughout the year, like our trivia night, 10 days of giving, and a lot of other things. You can follow along at the Twitter handle HHS_StudentGov if you want to know all the different ways that you can contribute.
That's great. Congratulations on announcing that just now. Now, it's been an awesome atmosphere here tonight. What does it mean to you to be able to be a part of Friday Night Rivals?
Friday Night Rivals is a great thing. It's fun playing Wakefield, which a lot of our students know each other because it's one of the closest schools in proximity to us. So it's just a great atmosphere, lots of good friends, lots of great times. So great, nice rival game.
Thanks so much. I know we're enjoying it so far. We'll be back with more from the NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics Halftime Report after this.
At Riddle and Brantley, we've helped injured riders for over 30 years. We've seen the sorrow when an injured rider can no longer lift a child in their arms or engage in a simple game of football. At Riddle and Brantley, we'll work to get you the compensation you need to replace the everyday joys that are lost forever. Call us today for a free consultation. Riddle and Brantley, when justice counts.
A+ Tree and Crane Services has been Raleigh's top tree service since 1996. That's more than 20 years of serving our neighbors. Whether it's helping your family or business recover from a natural disaster, or simply the threat of rotting wood, we guarantee you the safest, most professional experience possible. When it comes to our work, the safety of both our customers and employees are of the utmost importance. So when C+ doesn't cut it, call A+ for the best tree service in Central North Carolina.
For the past 42 years, and with over 28 million sold, more people have put their hard-earned money on a Ford F-Series truck than any other pickup in America. Yeah, I'd say that's money well spent. It's Ford Truck Month, America. Time to join the stampede.
Now during Truck Month, get 0 for 72 on select F-150s, or get $11,500 in total savings at your Carolina Ford dealer.
Right now at Rooms To Go, a great night's sleep can be yours for a really great price. Just $5.99 or $10 a month gets you your choice of queen mattress sets from the best brands. Choose Serta Perfect Sleeper, Sealy Posturepedic, or Therapeutic. Queen sets yours for $5.99 or just $10 a month, interest-free for 60 months. And there's more. Get 2 twin mattress sets from your choice of 2 great brands. That's right, 2 twin mattress sets, just $5.99 or $10 a month. It's all happening right now at Rooms To Go.
NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics Halftime Report continues from Husky Stadium. 34-7, the first half lead for the Heritage Huskies. Patrick Keenis, Jay Sonhalter, Aaron Summers down on the sideline, and what a first half we saw from Heritage. A nearly perfect opening to half by Walker Harris. A very accurate, very strong arm lefty. Who in the first half went 21 for 24, threw for almost 300 yards. Now for Wakefield, Jay, you're an alum of Wakefield. It probably pains you to see a score like this. In general, what do we need to see in the second half for the Wolverines to get back into it?
I think for Wakefield, it's about fight. You see Coach Adams over on the sideline talking to his team. You know, about now, it's not about the X and O's, it's about mentality. And you see Matt Smith, number 44, the leader of the team over there. It's about them senior leaders, you know, finishing out the ball game. And he had a couple small victories. But I'm going to watch the film this week if I'm Coach Adams and seeing who's fighting, seeing the effort, because that's what you want to build your team upon. You can get schemes going. You can figure that out, but you need to figure out which guys you're going to roll with and which guys are the leaders of your team.
And we'll talk a little bit later about what's upcoming. The last gauntlet facing the Heritage Huskies over the final 3 weeks of the regular season. As a second-year head coach for Wallace Clark, what do you want to see playing with a big lead in the second half, tuning up for next week's game against Nightdale?
It's kind of similar to what Coach Adams wants. He wants his guys, Coach Clark, to finish the way they played. Number 3 right there, the VMI commit, I mean, he's better than advertised. He's been amazing. You don't want him to cool off. You don't want to slow things down. The momentum you had in the passing game, you haven't had to run the ball. So I want my team, if I'm Coach Clark, to play the same way in the second half with that fight, that intensity, that execution, finish out the game the same way so they can roll in to the next week's ball game and you have that confidence, because confidence is so important, especially for any league, but high school players.
Yeah, we have seen some pretty outstanding quarterbacks, especially at the 4A level with our Friday night rivals last year and into this year. What strikes me about him, again, there's a high level of football IQ, but his poise, his accuracy, especially on the long ball. And he also has an excellent complement of wide receivers who know exactly what their routes are, they know exactly where the markers are, and they have some breakaway speed as well.
Really good skill players. The thing that I like to see that he's doing is he's seeing pre-snap where his advantage is. He's going 4 wide receivers almost every play, but he knows once he catches the snap where he wants to go with the ball, and he's finding the mismatches, and then yards after the catch has been huge for the wide receiver.
Let's take a look at some first half stats. You see 294 in the passing column for Heritage. Harris has only thrown 3 incompletions. He's 21 of 24 for 3 touchdown passes. Those 2 turnovers for Wakefield really have just snake bitten the Wolverines, because one came inside their own 1-yard line, led to a layup of a touchdown. The other came on the next offensive drive for Wakefield. That instead of maybe cutting it to 13-0, led to 13-7, led to a 20-0 lead.
Yeah, those errors, it just really went all downhill. Now, I think for them going into the half here, if you can clean that up, that's going to help you out, especially in the ground attack, to set up the play action pass for Ivy. If you look at Heritage, -3 rushing yards. What doesn't really matter when you're on pace to throw for, if my math is correct, what is that, 582 yards? I mean, that's impressive.
All right, so those are the halftime stats. 34-7 the score, Heritage leading. Let's go downstairs to Aaron.
It's a pink out here tonight at Heritage as they're raising awareness for breast cancer. And last week, it took on a little bit deeper meaning for the football team as safety Riley Tripp found out that his mother, Kelly, has been diagnosed with breast cancer. Kelly's a huge supporter of Heritage Athletics, and following the Huskies game last week, she shared her diagnosis with Coach Clark. She told Coach Clark that the cancer was in the early stages and asked the coach to keep an extra eye on Riley to make sure he continues to do well academically and athletically during this time. The Heritage players and team have rallied around Riley ever since, dedicating this game tonight to the Tripp family. The players are wearing pink ribbons on their helmets. Riley himself has been wearing pink gloves and a pink shirt under his jersey. Riley said he's doing well and is extremely thankful for the support from his team. We'll be back with more from the NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics Halftime Report after this.
Plastic bottles in North Carolina are creating jobs in our communities. They are separated, sorted, and packaged by your neighbors. Bottles are ground into small pieces called flake by your friends. The flake is cleaned and melted into pellets, then transformed into socks, your favorite shirt, the carpeting in your car, as well as other bottles. When you recycle plastic bottles here in the Carolinas, you're providing employment for an estimated 3,500 people. When you recycle your plastic bottles, you're making a positive impact on your community. Your bottle means jobs.
It's the Bobby Bones Show. Let's go.
Okay, I got it. Amy tells a joke.
Okay.
What does a nosy pepper do? Gets jalapeno business.
We were friends instantly.
That's awesome.
Emojis are so annoying.
No, emojis are the best.
You're not 11. She keeps me straight.
I don't have to agree with everything you say.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Listen to the Bobby Bones Show each weekday morning on Carolina's #1 for new country, B93.9.
We develop quality citizens who keep our core, our country, and our communities side by side on the winning side. Not for glory, but for honor. for a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
Welcome to America Says.
It's the exciting new game of fill-in-the-blank fun.
Is B for baking? Bah!
With a bring-on-the-laughs host.
When I think about baseball, I think about
Sammy Davis Jr.
Sammy Davis, of course, great baseball player. He'd slide into home plate and tap dance on it. Are you ready for this?
We're ready. John Michael Higgins hosts America Says. Tonight at 10 on MyRDC 28.
NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics halftime report winding down on this homecoming night in Wake Forest. Heritage on top of Wakefield 34-7. Patrick Keenis alongside former ECU star Jay Sonahalter. We'll take a look at some first half highlights, and as you might imagine, a lot of them involve the navy and whites of Wakefield and their probably of Heritage and their quarterback Walker Harris.
And Whit Kane wide open, easy. And Harris, first drive, he was on fire. It didn't slow down because his defense continued to give him the ball, getting 2 turnovers in the first half.
That was the big fumble recovery by Michael Walker inside the 1-yard line, led to this rushing score by Holloway. That made it 13-0, not more than 3 and 4 minutes into the first quarter. And then a second turnover after a very promising-looking drive for the Wolverines, and this is where the lug nuts began to fall off the tires.
And the protection up front, plenty of time for Harris to throw, and then the yards after the catch. Whit Kane again, the route running, the wide receiver depth for the Huskies. Everybody got into the act. Gooch across the middle with the deep passing plays. And Harris, he was accurate all first half. And then again, making guys miss these wide receivers, they can do it all.
You saw that a lot from Gooch and Kane and company. That was from 12 yards out. They made it 20-0 after a quarter. And then the deep ball, the first long one we saw. Gooch on the receiving end, got a couple yards behind the corner and took that in from 50 yards out. That was the final score by Heritage in that opening half. And then very late, with about 5 minutes left in the first half, we finally saw Wakefield with one of its biggest offensive plays as Barons takes it to inside the 15-yard line. And then one play later, Ivy hooks up with Jones to make it 34-7. That's our halftime score here at Heritage as the Huskies try to move to 2-0 in the NAC 6 as we take a look at what they have upcoming. And Knightdale next on the books. They're 5-2 overall, and then it's Rollsville. They are unbeaten 7-0 going into action tonight, and then just the 3-time defending state champion Wake Forest squad to close out the year. So the schedule's daunting.
These next 3 games, this is a gauntlet, and you want to be playing your best football this time of the year. Well, you're going to find out how good your team is, but the Heritage, the way they're playing tonight, if they continue on this streak, I'd feel really good going into this stretch to close out the season, and there's some rivalry games mixed in there, so a lot of emotions they're going to face.
For Wakefield, they did make the playoffs last year, lost in the opening round. A loss tonight drops them to 4-4, and they still have Corinth holders, Wake Forest and Knightdale coming up.
And that schedule not much easier. And Wakefield 4-3, a lot of positives this season. Setbacks so far tonight, but you're going to learn a lot about your team in the second half. And the talent you're facing against Rollsville last week, Heritage this week, it's only going to make your team better. And some of these younger players, the underclassmen, I've been impressed with their abilities and the leadership from the senior class that's going to have to really stand out here to close out the season, try to get that final push.
Yeah, playoff berth in James Ward's first year would be a very nice result here in 2019. Let's go downstairs to Aaron.
Thanks, Patrick. I spoke with Wakefield head coach James Ward at the half, and he mentioned taking care of the football more than once. He said that that's kind of been the key for them this year, and they need to make sure that they do it in the second half. He also said defensively, we need to make some stops. He said the last 2 series were a lot better. We were making some adjustments and things started to flow better for us. He said we really need our offensive line to step up and play better, hold the front, because they're just not giving our quarterback enough time.
All right, thanks, Aaron. Well, he's right, Jay. I mean, James Ward, he's been on that sideline for 22 years. as the head coach for the last couple at Benningfield. I mean, he knows what winning teams look like. He knows what mistakes look like. He knows what can win games and lose you games. But he's right, those last couple of drives were good. The offensive line has been porous, especially in that first quarter. So he knows what needs to be fixed. The question is, can it be fixed tonight against Heritage?
Well, in order to get it going, you got to get turnovers. Now, Aaron talked with him about protecting the football. On the other end of it, though, the defense has to be ball hawks. They got to strip the ball. They've got to get sparks. And on the offensive end, I was talking with you about the big play opportunities down the field, but you saw that run from Barons, the offensive line having trouble holding up. I would maybe go back to the running game, try to slug it out on the ground, and see if you can get some momentum to open up the pass.
There's a look at Steele. He will open up this second half. 34-7, a Heritage leading Wakefield. Glad you're with us on this Friday night for the Lane & Associates kickoff. We love to make you smile. And it is returnable from inside the 5-yard line, full ahead of steam, and a tackle made past the 20-yard line to about the 23.
Where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wolverines.
Wakefield comes out, and really every time the offense touches the football, it's a must-scoring possession for the Wolverines.
You have to have that urgency. I mean, when you're over at the half and you're these guys, I've been in situations where things aren't going well. This is where you have to band as a team, and you've got to have each other's backs in the huddle, and you have to have that fire, that emotion, like this game is 0-0.
Now, if you watch games in the NFL, they have a stat that they follow on hurries and knockdowns of the quarterback. That's where the eyes should be focused for fans watching Wakefield as we get a loose football that spills onto the field that halts play before the first snap of this third quarter. But how does the offensive line hold up? Because there were a lot of holes exploited by the Husky defensive line. A first down run to the right side for maybe a couple of yards. Barons, who had that big run late in the first half to spark the Wolverines to their first score. Gain of maybe a half yard.
Wakefield saw to close out the half, that big run. And you got to be thinking in the back of your mind, well, let's test the Huskies. Let's see if they really want to be physical and if they can continue that effort that they showed with the pass rush. Let's see if they want to continue to try to stop the run with this score spread out. If you're Wakefield, you have to have those small little goals that you're trying to look for, especially when things are looking bleak.
And there's a look at Trexler Ivy, who is only 5 of 13 for 56 yards through the air in the first half. Spent a lot of time on his back. And a little muff on this snap. It is loose on the dirt.
Number 21.
And it's going to be covered up by Barons.
On it for Wakefield.
2 turnovers in that first half. One was on a mishandled snap by Ivy. And this one never got to him. It barely lifted off of the grass. Good vision by Barons to cover it up and dive on it.
He jumped on it. He saw it down. And the quarterback center exchange, the handoffs, it's one of the most simplest things, but you can never take it for granted.
So a loss of 4, now third down behind the chains for the Wolverines. Opening drive, third quarter. Bunch was in motion, then he quickly set, and now Jones comes to the bottom of the screen and quickly submarine, down goes Ivy, and that ball I think was on the grass again. Penalty markers are down, and it's an illegal shift against the Wolverines. And it's, I guess, a bright spot for Wakefield.
Illegal shift against Wakefield.
2 guys moving at the same time.
Well, coming out of halftime, this is not the opening drive that James Ward wanted to see. A lot of sloppy mistakes on the first 3 plays. You run for a half yard, then you have the snap that never really got released from the hands of the center. And here, a couple of guys in motion, both Bunch and Jones.
Miscommunication.
Now sets up what will be 4th down.
Punting team comes on for Wakefield. As number 9,
team on the field.
Steps into punt. Whit Kane deep to receive for the Huskies.
And Whit Kane stands just inches inside the 50-yard line. So the hopes for the Wolverines to put something good together in the opening drive of the third quarter dashed. Kane grabs the 45, darting forward, and returns it for about 9. So Whit Kane, another solid punt return. And this opening drive of the third quarter for Heritage will begin at the 36-yard line of Wakefield.
For Heritage, only a couple rushes. You didn't have to run the ball in the first half. We'll see if they try to to mix in more of the run, especially if this lead stays put, especially in the fourth quarter. But I think you come out here firing, still throwing the ball, running your offense. Again, 4 wide receivers, it seems like all night spread out.
And a first down pass with a 34-7 lead in and out of the hands of Portugal on that right sideline. It was the 4th incomplete pass for Harris tonight.
Number 4, Rashawn Jones on the coverage. 2nd and 10 for the Huskies.
Second and 10 for Harris. Time to throw, looking over the middle, guns it. Portugal had it knocked in and out of his hands. May have been some contact before the ball got there, and the flag does come in.
Number 20, Joshua Sasanya on the coverage. There's a penalty flag.
Sasanya was there, number 20. Looked like he just got into the back of Portugal before that pass arrived. And it is defensive pass
against Wakefield.
Plenty of time to throw all day. No pressure in his face. Left arm draped in just right before the ball came.
So they will mark off the penalty, and it will be a first down for Heritage.
10 yards on the penalty, and that's good for another Heritage first down.
Well, when you come out of halftime down by 27 points, you get the football. You get an opportunity to reset. You want to see where your team's mind is, and that offensive series for Wakefield was much below par. And now a defensive pass interference sets things up, and now a couple of missed tackles. And finally spun back is Campbell. But
he's going to get down to the
2, maybe 3 initial
line.
tackles.
Brought down by number 4, Rashawn Jones.
See the push up front, pretty good by the offensive line fighting. But Wakefield coming over, you can't have those missed tackles though, but there's Smith finishing it off, and you know him, the middle linebacker this season, means so much. He's been a star for the program. He's playing hard, and he's got a nose for the ball. He always seems to be at the right place at the right time and finish it off there.
Out of the backfield deployed in motion is Campbell. Time for Harris, moving around, and pressure from the backside, and down he goes.
Harris sacked by Wakefield. Jasir Timmons. Loss on the play back
Jasper
to the
Timmons, number 91.
26-yard line.
See, beat his man, but look at the fight and the hustle, not giving up. I mean, that's what Coach Adam is going to love to watch on the film. Big number 91 coming off the edge. He really got hit by 2 guys, but he continued to play. He hustled, and he brought down Harrison. That's the type of effort now. 3rd and 13. Long situation for the Huskies here as a secondary player. You know where the first down marker is. You can kind of play the ball, play the sticks.
Wolverines look like they're coming with a blitz, and they do. Across the middle, Kane makes the catch, cuts back to the inside, gets hit from behind, but pushed forward, and he's near the 10-yard line, and that should be enough for a first down. Again, seeing the blitz, knowing he had to get rid of the football quickly, and another on-target throw from Harris finds Whit Kane open underneath.
Right over the middle again. Kane kind of maneuvering in and out of his break, catching it. He took the big hit from Matt Smith, able to hold on to it, but executing again.
Blue Cross Blue Shield, first down at the 10-yard line, 1st and goal. Harris looking left and then gets submarine and dropped for another sack. And the pressure is now coming. Aaron Christian this time with the sack for Wakefield.
See the number 2 coming off the edge. The blitz, he beat his man up front. Really untouched. Harris couldn't get off the spot, just too quick, nowhere to move. Wakefield, a big play, 2nd and long.
Well, now you're beginning to see the Wolverines, bring an extra guy or 2, and really, why not at this stage?
I think at this point you gotta fire all your cannons here. You gotta put everything out on the table, and you can't sit back in coverage.
8-yard loss on the sack, 2nd and goal. Harris with a 3-man rush, steps through it. Makes one man miss and is brought down by Matt Smith around the 14-yard line.
Harris is brought down by number 44, Matt
Improv by Harris to pick up a couple of yards. Still 3rd and goal from outside the 10-yard line.
See Harris, he scanned the field. Good coverage by the secondary. Danced around, made a move now. You see number 44 coming. You got to get down. Good job from both quarterbacks tonight, Patrick, of really staying in the pocket, trying to throw the ball, and then when they have to get out, getting positive yards.
So from the 13-yard line, this is 3rd and goal. 34-7 lead for Heritage. And Harris Harris again. Two-step drop, throws toward the end zone, and too far, looking for Crabtree.
Pass is intended for Crabtree.
It's 4th and goal. And we'll see Ben Steele, number 14, come onto the field. So that's a silver lining. A moral victory for the Wakefield defense. Give up a long completion on 3rd down. Hold on.
Yeah.
1st and goal from the 10. They get a couple of rushes on the quarterback, get a sack, and now force a mid-range field goal attempt for Steele. This will come out of the hold of Kane from 31.
Steele's kick is
and it is on the way, and it is missed. Pushed it to the right. So Wakefield does nothing offensively. Gives up good field position on the punt return by Kane, but the defense comes up for the first time tonight. Inside 7 to play in the 3rd. Still 34-7 Heritage.
A-Plus Tree and Crane Services has been Raleigh's top tree service since 1996. That's more than 20 years of serving our neighbors. Whether it's helping your family or business recover from a natural disaster, or simply the threat of rotting wood, we guarantee you the safest, most professional experience possible. When it comes to our work, the safety of both our customers and employees are of the utmost importance. So when C+ doesn't cut it, call A+ for the best tree service in Central North Carolina.
After an accident, the attorneys at Riddle & Brantley strive to return the quality of life you once had, because a few short seconds can change your life forever. Lost income, past and future medical bills, pain and suffering, past, present, and future. Our clients don't seek charity, they seek justice. Call us today. The consultation is free. Riddle & Brantley, when justice counts.
Missed field goal by Ben Steele keeps it a 34-7 lead for Heritage over Wakefield on this 50-degree evening in Wake Forest, North Carolina. Tonight's installment of Friday Night Rivals. And Wakefield in the maroon and white, back on offense for the 2nd time in this 2nd half from the 20-yard line. And a little trickery here. Bunch gets the handoff and try to throw back to the quarterback, Ivy. And undershot him.
Little razzle dazzle from Wakefield.
Emptying the bag right here for some reason, down by 27. And try to a handoff, a lateral back, and then looking for the quarterback, Ivy. You like it? This is your school, Jay.
I would have liked it if it was completed, and yeah, I think they're looking to throw the ball, get Ivy a little bit more upfield. Even if he did catch that, there's a defender.
No, but Thay was ready to line him up.
Yeah, so he was close. So Wakefield trying everything, but just not able to convert.
Incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
Patrick, I'll tell you what, didn't it seem like a couple weeks ago it was like 80 degrees? We were sweating. You can see the breath out on the field.
Yeah, it is chilly out there tonight for sure.
But, you know, to the football side of the weather, especially when we get colder, that's why it's so important for Heritage, especially with their passing attack. You know, they don't need to necessarily run the ball. You, at some point, when the weather gets cold and weather gets bad, you have to have a running game.
Big rush coming by Heritage defensively, and then run off the right side for a couple of yards. Maybe to the 21, 22-yard line. Not much for Barons. And brings up 3rd down for the Wolverines.
Number 21, Jeremiah Baranzi, the ball carrier, brought down by number 90, Jordan Murphy. Gain of 1 on the play.
Ivy, he's a tough kid. Quarterback for Wakefield. He's gotten hit a lot tonight. 3rd and long. This passing situation coming up. I've seen him so many times roll out the pocket, get hit as he throws. The offensive line can hold up. They just need to give him some time to throw the ball downfield.
3rd down and 8. Sprinting out to the left side, throwing on the run. Tough throw to make, and he connects with his man to the 37-yard line. 1st down, Wakefield. The reception by Jacob Crocker. That is a tough throw to make. There's a penalty marker down where Ivy got rocked, and this might tack on 15 with a personal foul. And this would be the 2nd personal foul on roughing the passer tonight by the defensive Heritage.
And Ivy, about a second after he threw the ball, got hit low. It's going against Heritage.
Yeah, that was some type of throw against the body, in stride, about 20 yards downfield. And for Crocker, that's his first reception of the year. Ran a good pattern, found some space. It was good out to the 39-yard line, so reception good for 18. And they will decline the rough in the pass. They will not tack it on, but they will take the outcome of the play.
For Ivy, he's been getting hit all night. It's so tough to continue to get back up after these hits. You'll see low hit, the shot by Paterno, number 43. Again, these defensive players trying to show the effort. You just have to hold up. You have to have that clock in your head. If the quarterback throws, you cannot continue for that extra step.
So it is a first down, first one of the second half for Wakefield. Snap to Ivy. Here comes massive pressure by Peterson. He escapes, runs to the right, throws on the move, and has a man inside the 50. And a tackle is going to be made by 3 Husky players right there. Good comeback route by Bunch on that sideline. And another elusive throw made by Trexler Ivy.
His ability to throw on the run when guys are breathing down your neck. I mean, just think if he had some more time, it would be so much easier for this offense. Again, I think, you know, here, now obviously they've got to throw to get back in this game, but if you have balance in the running game, that can help out that young offensive line. This offensive line, pretty good size, just still inexperienced, trying to run to the line here with some tempo.
So Blue Cross Blue Shield first down for the Wolverines inside the 50-yard line. Ivy, pressure picked up, tosses, has a man, and a fingertip attack, but just off of the hands of Crocker, who just made his first catch of the year a moment ago. And a couple of steps on the defender. If that's in stride, that's a touchdown.
And those are the opportunities Wakefield's missed tonight. They've had about 3 where it's been one-on-one coverage, ones that could have gone for a touchdown. Again, just maybe a yard too long, an inch too long. And the safeties for Heritage, I'll tell you, that's one area tonight that the coaching staff is going to have to go back and look to see why the secondary is getting pushed up so much, because there's been some opportunities for big passing plays.
All right, whistle's blown. Quickly, let's go downstairs to Aaron.
Quarterback Trexler Ivy's led the Wolverines offense for the past 3 seasons. What's so impressive about that is that each season it's been under a new offensive coordinator. This year it's the new head coach, James Ward. He said it's absolutely unbelievable how quickly Ivy's picked up another new offense. He's doing a great job this year. Ward even said Ivy is one of the best quarterbacks he's ever coached.
You told me that before the game as well. No throw he can't make. One more penalty coming up before the snap here. And there's some venom on that sideline for the Wolverines with all the mistakes we've seen tonight from Wakefield.
Ball is offside.
This will go against the Wolverines.
Must have been lined up in the neutral zone.
Lined up in the neutral zone.
The 5-yard penalty. We're back
the
to
most
second
unforced of unforced errors, is it not?
You can see the frustration. You can't win ball games if you have penalties and turnovers. 2 turnovers tonight, way too many penalties, 10 at the half.
Especially in this conference.
Yeah. You have no margin for it.
So 2nd and 10, back at the original line of scrimmage, 47-yard line. See if the Huskies bring some pressure. Everybody up near the box. And a direct snap Bunch. Not much on the short side of the field. It makes a little bit something out of nothing.
Penalty
Picks up
flag
3,
down.
maybe 4.
Couple of yards
Penalty marker
gained by
down
Bunch.
once again. Every other play we're seeing Yellow Jay. I know you're a big fan of this.
I have nightmares about yellow flags.
Well, we saw 16 combined penalties in the first half.
You know, and we're kidding about it, but for these teams, you know, I mean, you don't want to see it. It slows down the stall of the game, and you have to clean up the holding, the late hits, the offsides, you know, those types of things. You know, if you just protect the ball and there's no penalties, you have a great chance of having a successful season.
These are the type of penalties, and again, we've seen a couple of unsportsmanlikes, a couple of roughing the passers, a lot of procedures, and some offsides. These are penalties that in week 1 and week 2, they're somewhat passable, acceptable, but not in week 7, not in week 8, not when you're in the teeth now of the conference season on either side.
These official meetings are lasting longer than one
really,
of
it's the difference between winning
meetings.
and losing.
And look, there's a desperate plea on that Wakefield sideline for whatever the call is. James Ward and the Wolverines in disbelief for whatever this call is going to be, but it's going against the Wolverines. And again, intense rivalries between these schools, but you know, for James Ward, this is his first go-around here in the NAC 6 with Wakefield.
Got a procedure
and there'll be illegal formation called against Wakefield, reading the lips of the referee.
So it's third
Jay,
and
what do you see?
7 from the 44-yard
Like was
line.
on the left side of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, almost looked on that replay that maybe one of the offensive linemen was back off of the line a bit.
Yeah, you called it, Patrick. You're right.
Ivy dodges once, but that's it.
Savion Rogers gets him a quarterback sack.
Pushed forward for a yard or two on a third and long play.
Ball spot's going to be the
I think
45-yard line.
for Wakefield,
Fourth down
you
for
see that
Wakefield.
hits that Ivy's taking. You got to worry about his protection back there, and I know you got a big deficit here. You have to throw the ball, but I think to a degree, you've got to protect him and maybe run the ball or do something to try to limit the hits, because right now it's just every single play he's kind of running for dodge and getting contact.
And we've seen several fourth down opportunities for the offense for Wakefield. Here's another. Fourth down and 8 from the 45-yard line. Line to reach is the 37. 34-7, Heritage leading. Ivy, a quick pass over the middle, finds his man, Lohr, breaking free, angling left, he's inside the 20, and upended there inside the 15-yard line. Terrific pass by Ivy, and Will Lohr just off of the sideline before that play, streaked across the middle from the slot.
I love the play call. Caught the snap, then twisted and threw it. No time for the defensive line to get pressure, no hit there, finding Lohr. Let your wide receivers do the damage. Great throw. Yards after the catch, Wakefield picking up the big first down.
That's 32 yards on the reception by Lohr. And they are inside the Wake 86 in green zone. Help keep Wake County litter free, and 86 are trash. Inside 4 minutes for the third quarter. Wakefield spotted Heritage at 34-0 lead, trying to go back-to-back scores here as Barons gets the carry, strings it out to the right side, and is brought down by Peterson.
21, Jeremiah Barons,
after a gain of maybe a couple of yards.
Peterson, number 12.
Talked about the offensive line. Paul Ward, number 60, the right tackle, sealing off the edge. Good job fighting up front. See the ball go outside. But number 60, good job just holding up long enough, allowing Barons to get to the edge.
And there's going to be another penalty at the end of this play as well. The clock stops. 3:45 left, third quarter. And a reminder, coming up in the fourth quarter tonight, we will choose our saltwater seafood catch of the game. Saltwater Seafood Market in Fry Shack. Come see us and check out our catch of the day. Well, for the parents of all these students here at Heritage, this is the type of the game where if you're a parent, you're probably allowing your students to be out a little bit later because they're texting or calling their mom and dad saying, "Mom, the game's taking so long." They're calling penalties literally every other play. Normally that might be a bit of a fabrication, but it's actually true here tonight. They are calling penalties about every other play.
Plus, for the home team, they're winning.
Yeah.
You got to stay till the end.
I mean, curfew may be bumped from midnight to maybe 1 tonight.
And the parents are out there listening. We give them permission to continue to stay and stay the full 4 quarters.
Wakefield.
And this will be marked off against
After
Heritage.
the play, it's a personal foul against Heritage.
So personal foul against the Huskies. It will be first down and 5
from the 8-yard
from
line.
inside the 10. They'll mark it at the 8. So 2 penalties on that infraction, a hold, but then the personal foul. Ivy chased out to the right. He will toss toward the end zone, and it is caught, and it's a touchdown for Wakefield. And it's Lohr again.
Touchdown.
3 catches here in the second half. A big one on 3rd and long. And now his first touchdown reception of the year. And Wakefield quietly try to climb back in this game, trailing 34-13.
See Ivy again rolling out, throwing on the run. He can do it. Accurate pass. Lohr. He had a guy right on his back. That's tough when you kind of have to sit in the end zone, wait for the ball to get there. You have to stay patient. He watched it all the way in. Wakefield showing some positive signs.
So Will Lohr, the touchdown reception. And a Husky is down, and that's high. 3:31 remaining, third quarter. 8-yard touchdown reception by Lohr, presented by Lane & Associates Family Dentistry. So there's a little bit of confidence now for Ivy in the Wakefield offense. Like this extra point in, it's a 3-score game. Force a turnover, onside kick recovered. I mean, there are ways and methods to get back into this one. So an injury timeout. We'll take it here on Friday Night Rivals, 34-13. Heritage leading Wakefield, late third.
Most people like to know how fast their car goes from 0 to 60. But wouldn't you prefer to know how fast it goes from 60 to 0? The 2019 Volkswagen Tiguan, with 6 stability-enhancing features that can help you slow down in an emergency. Come in now to your Volkswagen dealer and lease the sophisticated and capable 2019 Tiguan S for just $219 a month.
This is Annie. And this is Annie paying back her friend for the tickets with Zelle before the previews start. And this is Annie getting ready to enjoy the show.
This is your right here, right now bank. This is Wells Fargo.
This week on Community Matters, we discuss what to do when you find yourself in an active shooting event. Good info. Please join us.
Watch Community Matters every Saturday morning at 6:30.
We'll get him taken care of. In the meantime, Wakefield's going to attempt an extra point here.
Well, the injured player, High, taken to the sideline, appears to be a fairly serious injury. He is now carted off to the sideline. They will further examine him after the touchdown catch made by Lohr from Ivy. And now awaiting the extra points. 34-13 Heritage. And Morton drives the extra point through.
Kick is up and it's good. That makes the
so
score.
2 straight touchdowns by Wakefield. One in the final 5 minutes of the second quarter. Now another one bridging here at late stages, third quarter. 34-14. Heritage up by 20. 3:31 to play here in the third quarter. Now let's check out the Lane & Associates Smile Cam tonight. We love to make you smile. The cheer team for the Huskies on this homecoming night.
Excited down there, and I'll tell you,
it's a good way to stay warm.
Yeah, I mean, you got to stay moving. You can't stay stationary. Homecoming, that's something these kids, on the field, but also up in the stands, it's something you're going to remember forever. This is a big game, and to come out and perform this way so far, in a big spot for Heritage, 20-point lead. This is something, again, you want to dominate and win on your home field on a big night. So much going into this game with the emotion and just at the conference schedule. They've got to be pretty happy with how they've performed so far.
Now again, Jay, before your career in college football began in Greenville for the ECU Pirates, I know this is not a homecoming game for Wakefield, but what do you remember, if anything, about your senior year homecoming contest at Wakefield?
I'll tell you, it is one of those things where every single game mattered so much because you only have your guaranteed 11 games, but on homecoming, to see your friends, to see the families, to see the big crowd show up, it's something that was so special to me, and we won the ball game. So.
How about that? James Ward on the sideline, first year as the new head coach for Wakefield, still lobbying off of that illegal formation penalty call earlier in that drive. And he's been around football for a long time. He knows if it's a viable formation or if it's an illegal formation. And he may go to his grave saying that was not an illegal formation on that call.
And that's something your players over on the sideline are looking at you to see who's fighting. Well, if coach is fighting every small little thing you see, that discussion right there, it shows he cares. The players all standing on the sideline, they're hearing their coach continuing to push. That's the example he's leading for the players.
And now the question we asked in the first half with Jacob Morton, would we see some onside kicks? Not here either. End over end on the Lane & Associates Fama Dentistry kickoff. Whit Kane swings all the way to the other side of the field and takes it out at around the 31. If he could have turned that corner, there was a pretty good opportunity for Whit Kane. 3:24 left. Heritage offense back on the field after this Saltwater Seafood and Fry Shack scoring summary. Haven't called Will Lohr's name at all until late in that drive. A big third down reception. And here's his first touchdown catch of the year. Lohr finishes it off. 9 plays, 80 yards in just under 3.5 minutes. And now back to Walker Harris, who's had a big night tonight. Swings it to Campbell out of the backfield, but it's off his chilly fingertips. And incomplete.
Pass intended for Jalen Campbell falls incomplete.
So many drops at all tonight.
Be second and 10 for the Huskies.
Either skill guys in the wideouts or the running backs running some patterns.
For Heritage, can't get sloppy. I know it's just one play there, but let's go. Let's go. Continue the pace they're playing in the first half. That's what Harris has to say to his guys. Come out with that same consistency. intensity and execute.
And right back out to Campbell. He sees this one in and now turns it upfield. And to about the 40, he'll be a couple of yards short. It's interesting you bring that up because the pace and the tempo we saw in the first couple of drives for the Heritage Huskies, we haven't seen that high tempo offense really since. It's a notable drop-off, but again, a big lead.
Right, and I think with the lead, they're trying to use some of the clock. It's important, though, for the coaching staff to keep that fire on the players and that tempo, at least at the start of this half, to get that rhythm coming out of the half, because again, you're going to need that consistency later on the season when you have closer ball games.
How big is this play for the Wakefield defense? They're 20 points down. This is a third down, and it gets through some hands into Whit Kane, and it's enough for a first down. Down to the 46, a pickup of 14, and the Wolverine defense inches away from tipping this pass away and forcing a punt.
On third down, who's Heritage going to go to? Number 1, that's their guy, Wakefield. No one covering him. I mean, just that's easy for number 1, Kane, going right across the middle. That's his bread and butter, presenting the target for Harrison. Easy first down.
Blue Cross Blue Shield first down for the Huskies in Wakefield territory for the first time in the second half. Campbell the carry through the left side, hits another gear and takes it inside the 40, and first down yardage. Great second effort, took him almost to the 30.
30-yard line, and that's good for another Heritage.
We've seen a lot of Campbell in the backfield tonight. He's mostly been through the air for the Huskies, but Campbell found his seam and ran right through an arm tackle.
Well, it's success on that play. We'll see if Heritage goes back to the run now. If I'm Heritage, I'm running the ball. I'm going to see if Wakefield wants to tackle.
Well, they like the ball in Campbell's hands. They swing it out to him on the right side this time, and he's down to about the 20. Gone 3 times on screens out the backfield to Campbell in the last 5 plays, and one other was a straight run to Campbell. As we see an injured Wolverine. Wesley Heaton.
Number 33, Wesley Heaton, is the injured Wolverine.
So Heaton with marginal assistance heading toward the sideline.
And this is like a running play. It's just a little quick screen, and then Campbell with the blocks out front. See Heaton twist up. It's hard to tell. Physical play.
Heaton goes off under his own power.
Clock stopped to 1:48. And Heaton, with the frustration of the injury and also the frustration of the scoreboard, tosses that helmet into his sideline. Does not want to come out of the game. I mean, that's the big thing. You want to see who the gamers are, who the guys really want to be on the field. In a tough night for Wakefield, especially the defense. And Heaton certainly did not want to depart. As we get another offside penalty against Wakefield.
And you can tell who loves the game. Guys that where every snap, it hurts them if they can't be out there with their teammates. You can tell Heaton's one of those guys.
So that penalty will give it a first down. Clock runs inside 1:40. Football at the 16-yard line. Harris tosses toward the end zone. It's a jump ball and tipped away nicely by the cornerback of Wakefield.
Intended for Josh Crabtree.
Down there,
little bit of
see so many
pushing
flags.
Sides, but
Officials
no
letting them play.
There's
a lot of pushing down along the sideline. We'll see both guys going for the ball.
That's for Sean Jones, number 4, coming out there saying, nope, not so fast. I'm not sure you want to gesture like that when you're down by 20 on the road, but
got to save those for when you're ahead.
He's a true gamer, and he is the only two-way player on this Wakefield team. 2nd and 10. Harris over the middle. That is tipped and knocked away nicely by Daniel Fairweather, number 90.
Pass is knocked down by number 90, Daniel Fairweather.
3rd and 10.
Fairweather, he's been double teamed a lot tonight. Right up the middle.
3rd and 10.
Gets his arm up, recognition. Seeing the passing lane, looking up to find the ball and bat it down.
Haven't seen a lot of these 3rd and 10s. A toss again to Campbell with some space, but he has stood up right at the 15-yard line. Nice solo tackle. Once again, there's Jones. And that will bring up 4th down. That will bring the clock inside a minute as Steele comes off the sideline. He'll attempt a field goal here for Heritage.
One-on-one tackling situation. Then 2 guys come over.
Steele in for a field goal from 32 yards.
Stop.
Well, it's been a tough night in the field goal department for a very capable guy in Steele. Pushed one barely to the right and then missed from 48 yards off of the crossbar. This one will be from 32. Out of the hold of Whit Kane. Clean snap. It's boomed on the way, and that too is wide to the right.
Steele pushes it
It
right.
looked like the ball kind of had some trouble getting the snap in, with Kane putting it down.
Steele 0
Wolverines
for
will take
3
over at the
in
20-yard
field goals
line.
tonight, but the lead remains 20. But again, there's a little bit more oxygen for the Wolverines. You get a quick score, you cut it to a 2-touchdown game.
And Patrick, what happens if they get a big passing play, score touchdown right here, make it 34-21? That stuff can happen, but you have to believe.
Well, tonight we'd like to thank courtesy towing of Apex and United Rentals for making our beautiful high end zone shots possible. No breeze tonight, but gloves are a requirement. A little toboggan. Do they call those toboggans still? Thank you to courtesy towing and our entire camera crew on hand here tonight at Husky Stadium.
That person's warm.
That's the warmest mammal in the house tonight, right there.
I'll tell you, I feel bad for the Husky. You know, for the August part of the season, September. You know, he's got the tough. He or she has the toughest job during the heat, but now, it's the perfect conditions for the Husky.
Well, I can offer you evidence that there are mascot costumes in the college and professional ranks that actually some do have mechanical fans on the inside for those hot days.
Technology these days.
Back to throw. Ivy on first down in double coverage over the middle. And batted away, intended for Jawan Bunch.
Pass intended for Jawan Bunch.
And nicely read by Zach Kirsch, number 17.
Dylan Bethea knocks it down.
34-14. Heritage up by 20. Wakefield football. Let's go downstairs to Aaron.
On Wakefield's last offensive drive, we saw Heritage corner Jalen High come out of the game with an injury. He was unable to put any weight on his right leg. They did assess his right knee area on the training table. He had a cut on his right knee that they bandaged, and now that they have him wrapped in ice.
Nice move by Ivy to avoid what was going to be a massive sack. And through to the sideline, incomplete, but another penalty marker. Our 25th of the game comes in. And it's in the area where that pass landed. 34 seconds left, third quarter. You think these officials will need some ice treatment when this game is over?
Yeah, I mean, you can only
tennis
throw
elbow.
So much. You can only throw so much. The arm only has so many motions in it.
Right, I mean, that's what they say about pitchers in professional baseball. There are only so many bullets in this shoulder, in this elbow. Same could be applied for the officiating crew tonight.
Astros Yankees series. Guys getting iced up after the game. Same thing.
Penalty against Wakefield declined by Heritage, brings up 3rd and 10. 34 seconds remain, third quarter. Ivy, not a lot of time, but a design screen across the middle, room here, and there goes Jones out to the 40, up the left sideline, a stiff arm at midfield, and a little extra on that one at the end of the play. And these two heated rivals need to mix it up a little bit on that Heritage sideline. Big third down reception on the screen to Jones.
A perfect play called, a little quick screen. Let the pressure come, get rid of it. Jones then doing the damage. This is when athletes just have to take over. Nice blocking up front. Now Wakefield fighting. We'll see here the stiff arm, and then it continues on the sideline.
And a stiff arm absorbed by Perry. And another penalty marker is down. Is this going to be on the stiff arm, or maybe something after the play in that sideline? There was a 3rd and 10, and that's probably the best play call we've seen tonight by the Wolverines. They allowed the pressure to get through, set it up beautifully, sold it beautifully, and the play's going to stand. Illegal use of the hands on a Heritage.
I think they just called an illegal block against Heritage.
James Ward quickly saying, I'm declining. We're taking the result of the play.
Well, for Wakefield, I think we got to give a lot of credit. Now, they haven't finished this drive and still big deficit, but they're showing something. I mean, that's a great play call, getting some positive yards. The Heritage making the mistake. When you look up, hey, you score a touchdown, defense stays tough. 2-possession ball game.
We're not sure what that is, folks, but the ball's going to be spotted at the 37-yard line. It's a first down for Wakefield.
And the penalty yardage will be assessed. So down at the 37-yard line. What a huge play that one is for Wakefield. And they are inside Huskies territory. 23 seconds left in the third. Ivy Sprinting to the right, penalty marker down, heaves it wide open. His bunch makes the catch at the 4, waltzes into the end zone for a touchdown. But there are 2 flags down in the backfield, and this one likely to go against Wakefield.
It's a hold against Wakefield. Great job by Ivy, the left tackle, with the hold. Logan Favors.
So take the points off of the board. And that reaction in the background by Jones says it all. A couple of offensive linemen for Wakefield pleading. And that's a backbreaker.
See at the bottom of the screen, left tackle.
That's an easy call right there. And meanwhile, Bunch, you can see the flag being tossed as Ivy released that pass. Bunch was 8 yards clear of the defender.
That's something though for Heritage. Again, the safeties coming up. Deep throws down the middle have been open for Wakefield.
This is still first down. Across on the handoff. Jones room down the sideline with a blocker ahead of him. Jones to the 30 and taken out of bounds. We'll see where they spot him, the 23-yard line. So a big play by Jones for 33 yards. And that will move the chains on what was, I believe, 1st and 27 after the hold.
Love the play design, the counter with Jones coming across, and the speed, and that was just a train coming through. You know, Heritage, they got to show some signs. Their defense flying around the first half, giving up some big plays.
Blue Cross, Blue Shield, first down for the resurgent Wakefield Wolverines. Trexler, Ivy, and the Wolverine entire units, defensively, offensively, special teams. They have not folded the tens here in this contest. They trailed 34-0 midway through the second quarter. Ivy looking left side. He wants Jones near the pylon. It's off his fingertips. Incomplete.
Pass intended for number 15, Nehemiah Jones.
But right now, Jay, there's belief of these Wolverines that they can come all the way back.
And I'll tell you, the offensive line, we talked about how young they are. Well, look at the protection here. Logan Favors, the left tackle, holding up. He's got the toughest job. Plenty of time for Ivy to throw the ball. In the corner of the end zone, gave his wide receiver a chance, just kind of floated a little bit out of bounds.
So on second down with 7 seconds left in this third quarter. Line of scrimmage, the 22-yard line. Ivy, pressure coming, tosses toward the goal line. It's up in the air, and it is caught for a touchdown. Here comes Wakefield. It's the second of the quarter by Will Lohr.
Wakefield touchdown
from 22 yards out, and the Wolverines left for dead, trailing 34-0. Have now moved to 34-20 with a quarter of football left to play.
Coach Ward has to love the effort his team is showing. This wide receiver quarterback connection between Lohr and Ivy. These guys, they've got that kind of rhythm that you look for. Lohr is getting found because he's presenting good target, strong, sturdy hands. He's catching the ball. Ivy's finding him.
Well. 1 second left, third quarter. Ivy hooks up with Lohr for the second time in the third. And it's 34-21 Heritage. Wakefield still has all 3 timeouts. We have not seen Wakefield attempt an onside kick, which we thought we might see earlier in the game. Certainly won't see it now. And what is going through the heads of the defense for the Heritage Huskies?
Right now, it's uh-oh. I mean, things aren't going well, and Wakefield changing things up, getting rid of the ball quick. Here was a screen to Jones. There's a huge explosive play to start off the drive.
43 seconds on the drive, 80 yards, a couple of major chunk plays, including this one by Rashawn Jones on a 1st and 27. And then this back foot throw from Ivy to Lohr right at the goal line. And don't look now, but here come the Wolverines, down by 13. I mean, we were midway through the second quarter, Jay, checking on the rules for running clocks. Now all of a sudden it's a 13-point game with a full quarter left.
It's amazing how the tides kind of turned and what can happen when you get to halftime and adjustments are made.
And the deep kick by Morton. Kane from the 6 to the middle of the field, looking for some blocking. And look at the convergence by Wakefield for the first time tonight, hemming in Witt Kane.
The 12-yard line.
And the worst starting field position of the night for the Huskies.
34, Huskies 21.
We are done with 3 quarters from Wake Forest, and the Wakefield Wolverines have made this a game. They trail after 3, Heritage leading 34-21.
Meet Judge Gino.
A spicy sauced wing hit me in the eye.
And then you slip on sauce and fall?
I had a concussion.
He can be tough.
Matt, get him out of here.
Compassionate.
Your injuries do not define you in any way.
And he's seen it all.
You fell into a septic tank?
I'm on the ground in severe pain, covered in human excrement.
Some of the largest cash settlements in TV history. Everyone's going to be talking about Judge Gino.
I was born at night, but not last night.
And personal injury court.
Weekdays at 2:30 on MyRDC.
A+ Tree and Crane Services has been Raleigh's top tree service since 1996. That's more than 20 years of serving our neighbors. Whether it's helping your family or business recover from a natural disaster, or simply the threat of rotting wood, we guarantee you the safest, most professional experience possible. When it comes to our work, the safety of both our customers and employees are of the utmost importance. So when C+ doesn't cut it, call A+ for the best tree service in Central North Carolina.
This is the black dress. I'm the judge, and we're in the middle of a trial.
In the People's Court, Judge Millian rules.
How can you accept that? Say it, forget it, write it, regret it.
Real people.
She made a collage of my pictures. Naked pictures? Yeah. Wow.
Real cases.
He was getting violent.
I didn't know what else to do.
I want to kill him.
Get out of my courtroom.
Real drama.
What's the age difference between you two?
40 years.
Did you let him in on the paternity test? No. Oh, my God.
Real justice. The People's Court.
Weekdays on MyRDC.
I'm Gene Riddle. At Riddle and Brantley, we meet with victims of distracted drivers every day. We've seen terrible crashes caused by drivers that were texting, putting on makeup, eating, or just not paying attention. Distracted drivers may be the #1 cause of fatalities on the road today, maybe even as bad as drunk driving. If you've been hit by a distracted driver, call us today. Riddle and Brantley, when justice counts.
Ready for the 4th quarter from Heritage. If you tuned in early and then changed the channel when it was 34-0, welcome back. 4th quarter begins. Heritage with a 34-21 lead on Wakefield. 3 consecutive touchdowns. Deep ball on 1st down, and a leaping attempt at the 43-yard line, and it is brought in beautifully. Somehow, Joshua Crabtree elevating in front of his own sideline. Brings it in and got a foot down.
Wow. What a play. Getting the feet in bounds, possession of the ball, the throw by Harris. That's the spark Heritage needed.
Out to the 44-yard line, 23-yard pickup. 1st down carry, Holloway, and nothing there on the right side.
Hand off to Trey Holloway. He gets out to the 46-yard line.
Well, how things have turned now. So coming out of intermission, we were wanting to see who really wanted to play for the Wakefield Wolverines. Now suddenly everybody wants to play. An exceptional 3rd quarter. And for Heritage, you're dealing with young kids, 15 to 18 years old. Big lead. It's hard to stay plugged in. Well, now they better plug the outlet right back into the socket before things get out of hand here. 2nd and 8. And a pass with some zip on it to Harris, but nothing doing. Swarming coverage around Witt Kane. They now know where #1 is for the Huskies now.
The wave of momentum is so huge on any level, but especially in high school. So this is a game built off of big plays, momentum, and Wakefield had none the 1st half.
And how about Heaton? He went out with an injury earlier. I mean, look at that swagger, the positive energy to the rest of his defense. This is the biggest play of the game defensively for Wakefield. 3rd and 10. Can they get the football back? Harris looking, fires, and it is caught, brought in by Gooch. Enough for a 1st down. A whistler by Harris, perfectly thrown.
This is huge. Look at the throw, tight end coverage, needling it in. Gooch, what a catch by the sophomore. I mean, that's so hard when you got a defender draped on your back, pressure situation. He kind of had to turn his hand over to bring the ball in. What a play.
Coverage was there from Lipscomb. NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics 1st down.
Pass complete to Win
Complete
Kane
again
down to the
to
36-yard
Kane for about
line.
7. Let's go back downstairs
Brought down
to
by
Aaron.
number 5,
Patrick,
Josiah
you've been saying his
Alexander.
name a lot tonight. Wide receiver Broderick Gooch for Heritage was somebody that was doing so well in the beginning of the year that they moved him up from JV to varsity. He's just a sophomore. The coaches, after seeing him play, decided that they wanted to throw him on the defensive side of the ball as well as a defensive back. And he's had 4 interceptions on the season so far. So he's somebody that can hurt you offensively or defensively.
And they swing it out. Holloway takes a massive hit, stays on his feet, and is brought down around the 34-yard line.
Swing
Delivering
pass
that
goes to
hit
Trey Holloway.
is Elijah D'Souza, number 5. That was Wall against Truck on that collision.
Tackled by number 5, Josiah Alexander.
Here it is. The other's going to be a big hit.
Be third
Both
and
helmets
1
jerked back
for the Huskies.
on that connection. 3rd and short for the 33.
No one was shying away from each other.
Well, this is a spot where the Wolverines would dearly love a turnover. 3rd and short. Harris to Campbell. Around the edge, can't get free. He's thrown back, and it will depend on the mark for the
Jalen
Wolverine
Campbell,
defense.
the ball carrier, brought down by Aaron Christian Jr.
And judging by the reaction of the Wakefield team out there, they don't think he got it, and he did. And it's 4th down.
Now look at Matt Smith, number 44, sifting through, then bringing him down for the initial hit. Big decision for Heritage. The senior linebacker, we call his name so many times tonight, hustling, flying all over the field.
Well, he just grabbed that jersey off the right shoulder, did not let go. It's 4th down. It would be a 50-yard field goal for Steele. He's 0 for 3 tonight. They keep the offense on the field. Harris out of the gun on 4th and 1. They give it to Caleb Metz in the backfield by Smith, and he is stoned. And the Wolverine defense get the defensive play they have needed all night. It's Wakefield football down by 13 with 8:28 left.
We got a game. Look at this hit. Jacoby Randolph, number 10, number 44, Matt Smith, right up the middle. Matt Smith with the big hit, the defensive end coming through. Look at Smith, 44. The hole opened up, he closed the door. What a play on 4th down.
When they needed it most. Randolph slowed it down. Smith set him down. And it's Wakefield football at the 34-yard line of the Wolverines. And look at that defense for the Huskies out there. There's a lot of doubt now dripping across the faces. They're trying to realize what has been happening over the last hour and a half.
I'm Wakefield, I'm taking a shot. No safeties over the top, sudden change.
And a whistle blown right before the snap, but a timeout taken by Heritage.
Timeout is called by Heritage.
8:28 left. We have a
Once again,
game
folks, don't forget
in
to stick
Wake
around after
Forest.
the
It was
game
a
for a performance from the Heritage High
34-0
School
lead.
Marching Huskies.
It's down to 13, and the trailing Wolverines have possession when we come back.
Plastic bottles in North Carolina are creating jobs in our communities. They are separated, sorted, and packaged by your neighbors. Bottles are ground into small pieces called flake by your friends. The flake is clean and melted into pellets, then transformed into socks, your favorite shirt, the carpeting in your car, as well as other bottles. When you recycle plastic bottles here in the Carolinas, you're providing employment for an estimated 3,500 people. When you recycle your plastic bottles, you're making a positive impact on your community. Your bottle means jobs.
If you're in an accident, important evidence may be lost forever if you don't act fast. Call us for a free consultation. We're ready to take your call. Riddle and Brantley, when justice counts.
To me, a chocolate milkshake is sacred. So when Atkins told me they were whipping up a new shake with 30 grams of protein plus 7 grams of fiber, I said, it better taste great. Wow. Atkins Shakes.
Welcome back to Heritage High School. 34-21 is the Husky lead, but all of a sudden, like a locomotive, here come the Wolverines. At the 7:42 mark of the second quarter, Heritage led 34-0. But a touchdown for Wakefield. Is Ivy hooked up with Jones inside the final 5 minutes of the second quarter. Got Wakefield on the board. And now a couple of touchdown receptions from Ivy to Lohr in the third quarter. And a huge 3rd and 4th down defensive stop moments ago for Wakefield. This is first down. Ivy over the middle, has a man, but went right through the fingertips of Jones. And the Wolverines lucky that wasn't intercepted on the back end.
That could have been a big catch, an interception or a hit. See, time up front.
It's a good pass.
The ball's there.
Credit Bethea for not lighting up Jones. Incomplete. Second down. And still the full complement of timeouts for Wakefield. Second and 10, 3 receivers out to the right side. Play clock at 1, snap gets to Ivy. Time to throw, now rushed, Heat coming from behind, he escapes, markers are down, a long ball down for Page, batted in the air and it lands incomplete. Bunch was down there, Page was down there along with about 5 defenders for Heritage. Penalty markers were thrown in the vicinity of offensive holding. We have seen 28 accepted penalties tonight, along with, I don't know, a half a dozen of penalties that have been declined. So penalty marker's been tossed about 35 times tonight.
And the referee's doing a great job. I mean, these are just errors and fouls the teams have to clean up.
And this will be charged against Wakefield.
And I'll tell you what, one adjustment Heritage has made, Patrick, is Whit Kane's now playing safety. He's in the ball game, so we'll see as play continues here. He's playing deep, so they had the safeties playing up there, put in their star wide receiver / safety, Coach Clark, calling in the big shots to go in both ways, and Kane now kind of that safety valve on the back end.
And again, that's a real tribute. We talked about his football IQ and knowing where the markers were and running the routes, just being very smart about the game, that he can, you know, put on a different hats, if you will, and play defense as Wakefield begins to make a move. Because they know the Wolverines, they've had a lot of success across the middle with the mid-range and the deep ball. And need a little more reliability in the back end. So several penalties here, a hold against Wakefield, but a personal foul for roughing the passer on a Heritage, they offset. So add that to the pile of, I guess, penalties that have not been assessed.
Have that on the tally board.
But there were 2, and perhaps a break there for Wakefield.
That happens
without
again,
the
we
roughing
may
the
need a
passer,
math
that's a
teacher to the
10-yard
field.
penalty. Instead, it remains 2nd and 10, as if that last play never happened. Tons of time left for Wakefield to render this miraculous rally to the finish line. 4-man rush, toss up the left sideline, and a good adjustment as a marker comes in late. Bunch juggled it and dropped it.
Falls incomplete, but there's going to be a
look at the reaction there of the defender, Jacob Porter.
It's going to be pass interference against
pass
Heritage.
interference on Heritage. And that's the call.
And it is.
And there you see, Porter
Easy
just
call.
Head down, trailing the receiver, arm out, and then helmet in the sternum.
So as a secondary player, if you're not looking back at the ball, you've got to keep your eyes focused on the wide receiver. Look when he's looking up, and then turn your head to try to get your head around, because that's going to get called every time if you never make a play on the ball.
One of the easiest calls for the officials to make tonight, and it's all the way out to the 49-yard line. First down, Wakefield, 8:09 to play. Ivy time over the middle, has a man. Great catch made by Bunch. Turning back to his left, bringing it in with his fingertips, and tackled at the 30-yard line. That's good for 21, and a first down for Wakefield.
There it is, over the middle, beating the safeties, post route. Great throw by Ivy, splitting the defense. Now Kane was the safety bounce back. They brought him up in the slot to play tight along the wide receiver, so that's what enabled the middle of the field to be open again.
NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics, first down for the Wolverines. Knows the football on the 30-yard stripe. 34-21 Heritage. Drexler Ivy trying to guide this Wolverine team back to an epic route underneath. Jones makes a man miss, reverses field, and gets inside the 25-yard line. A gain of 7. It's truly astonishing the confidence with which this Wolverine offense is now playing compared to what we saw in the first half?
I mean, this is a full 360, and that's what you want from your team. Teams that don't give up, and now they're executing. You look up on the board, 13 points, and you're driving. I mean, this is a ball game in Heritage. They've got to come up with something, because Wakefield has all the momentum.
And let us not overlook, certainly Ivy and the receiving corps have done it. The offensive line has been outstanding in this second half. Pass to the sideline, Page makes the catch, darts down the sideline, makes a couple and miss, and Page is inside the 10.
Walter Page, he escapes a couple of tacklers.
A quick pass to the right sideline as the Huskies brought a blitz.
Football is a game of emotion. Look at how bad Wakefield wants us. Ivy running for his life all night, getting rid of the ball. Now watch this. Missed tackles, fight, physical play. Continue to get extra yards. There's about 6 Huskies that either could have made the tackle or were involved in the tackle, and he refused to go down.
He just went low, a knife right between 2, made a third man miss, and it took 3 more guys to bring him down. In the Wake 86 at green zone, 1st and goal for the Wolverines. 6:36 and counting for Ivy and Wakefield. And they hand off left side. Barrange tries to get the corner and cannot. Bethea ran him down beautifully. Actually, Christopher Williams on the tackle. That'll be a loss of a couple of yards.
The hustle by Williams. He was blocked initially. One-on-one with Barrange. His foot speed taking over to bring him down. Nice play by the defensive end.
2nd and goal. Now again, field goals do Wakefield no good. So they will have 3 shots to get it in the end zone here. All of the energy they have expended to get right back into this game. But it all is for naught if they don't score here. 2nd and goal from the 13. Ivy with some time. Pocket collapses. On the move, throws to the end zone. And backpedaling into the touchdown catch is Bunch. From 13 yards out, Bunch backpedaled behind the defender, and a fingertip catch. Ivy connects for his 4th touchdown pass since the 2nd quarter.
Wow. Look at Ivy getting out of the pocket, so accurate, just putting air on the ball, giving his guy a chance. What a comeback. And there's a reason why coaches always say you have to play a full 4 quarters.
That makes it Huskies 34.
And there's another flag, but Wakefield, they didn't do it the first half, but now they turned it on.
Extra point is good, and a lot of simmering and boiling over by Heritage. And a personal foul on Heritage after the extra point, and this will be assessed on the kickoff. Timeout with 5:42 left, 4th quarter. Heritage 34, Wakefield 28. Are we witness to one of the most epic high school comebacks the state has ever seen? Perhaps.
Right now at Rooms To Go, buy amazing furniture for any room for just $5.99. Better yet, it's just $10 a month. That's right, sofa and love seat sets, just $10 a month. 5-piece dining sets, $10 a month. Complete 5-piece bedroom sets, your choice, $10 a month. Sleeper sofas, reclining sofas, leather sofas, and sectionals, $10 a month. Choose accents and more, $10 a month. Interest-free for 60 months. Right now, only at Rooms To Go.
I'm Gene Riddle. At Riddle and Brantley, we've seen thousands of wrecks, but each one is different. These aren't cases to us. These are people's lives. We use our resources to secure the best experts to prove your case. That's on us. You pay no attorney fees unless we successfully resolve your case. Call us for a free consultation. Riddle and Brantley, when justice counts.
5:42 left, 4th quarter, and a surreal rally by the Wakefield Wolverines, trailing 34-0 late in the 2nd quarter. They've cut it to 6 with 4 unanswered touchdowns. And there was an unsportsmanlike foul on that extra point, and an onside kick. It comes loose, but it's covered by Heritage. But after they marked off the 15 yards, it's a calculated gamble by Wakefield, unable to come up with it. And now, we talk about A leadership moment for Walker Harris and the Heritage Huskies. Get a couple of first downs, milk the clock, force some timeouts if you can, but the offense has been in neutral since late in the second quarter for the Huskies.
It's been astonishing. I can't believe that they haven't picked up where they left off, but now they're going to have to do it. If they want to win this game, Wakefield has the momentum. They've got to get it clicking.
Harris slings it out, but undershot Crabtree. Incomplete right at the numbers on the left. And here's the Saltwater Seafood Freishak scoring summary. 66 yards, 7 plays, inside 3 minutes again. And Bunch on the back end picks up his first touchdown reception of the game. On a 2nd and goal, just found a space, got behind the defender, and brought it in. And on 2nd down, back to live action. Pitch out to Portugal right at the 40. Brings up 3rd and about 3. Let's go downstairs to Aaron.
Wakefield head coach James Ward has brought a new motto to the team this season. It's winners or losers. He said not everybody in life really gets a participation ribbon for everything they do or a trophy. So whether it's on the football field, in practice, in college, or your future job, you have to work really hard and stay focused for success.
Can they get the big 3rd down defensive play here? Low throw brought in just off the top of the grass by Portugal. That will be 1st down yardage.
Good catch.
Shot low, kept the arms beneath it, and a big 3rd down conversion for Heritage.
See this. Here's getting rid of the ball quick. So close to the ground. Game of inches.
Just like you were catching footballs on the field before the game.
We were throwing it around out there on the field.
Before Wakefield demanded its football back. First down, NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics 1st down from the 47. Clock winding down, 4:33. High snap brought down, and the handoff in the backfield, and Holloway's going nowhere. Driven back, he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. But either way, that defensive line for Wakefield, again, making some noise in the second half.
Getting pressure, Matt Smith involved as well. I mean, these guys, they're playing with a different energy. And even the thing I noticed is, as they're mounting this comeback, the defense is coming out on the field. Those guys are sprinting out on the field, excited. So you can tell body language, it's contagious.
Wakefield hanging on to all 3 timeouts on 2nd and 10 as we go below 4 minutes. It's a 6-point lead for the Huskies. Harris hands off again. Holloway getting inside the 50, and then Smith and company throw him back.
Trey Holloway out to the 47-yard line into Wakefield territory.
Down.
And here we go, 3rd down.
All right, I'm a defender. We've seen different guys come with big plays. I'm finding where number 1 is, and I am locking him up. Secondary, especially for these linebackers, too. Coverage paramount on this play.
3rd and 4 for the Huskies. Reminder, the Saltwater Seafood catch of the game coming up later on in this 4th quarter. 3rd and 4. We saw a huge 3rd and 4th down defensive stand by the Wolverines in the last possession for the Huskies. Can they get another one here? Looking around is Harris, dancing, moving forward. Pump fake, throws to the sideline. Portugal comes back and makes a sliding catch, and he may have enough.
This is going to be an important
Buying a ton of time was Walker Harris, and Portugal has made himself available on that sideline, and it is a 1st down for Heritage.
Oh, in the secondary for Wakefield, they stayed strong. They stayed tough in coverage for so long. In the last moment, they just slipped up.
And now we're at 2:58, but Wakefield still has all 3 timeouts. I would imagine we will see them use them now, especially if it's a small gain here on 1st down. Play clock down to 6 for Heritage. Harris gives to Holloway. And Holloway room up the right side, and he might pick up 9, maybe 10. And that will burn precious time off of the clock because we can't burn a timeout now.
Credit to this offensive line for Heritage. Look at the push, double team block up front, the right guard and right tackle clearing the way. And now we've seen them go up tempo, slow down. Bringing down the pace, using the clock.
It was a gain of 9, so it's 2nd and short. That actually works almost against Wakefield. Play clock still has 15 seconds on it, and beautifully exhausted by Walker Harris and the Huskies. Wakefield continues to sit on those 3 timeouts. 2nd and a yard. Harris, a delay handoff. Holloway tries the left, has first down yardage inside the 30. Took a big thump, held on to the football, and it's a first down for Heritage.
But not before he gets another Heritage.
And the clock will stop momentarily for the spots and the movement of the chains.
And for Wakefield here, it's going to be about making stops, trying to get a turnover, using your timeouts, but also, too, another huge hit, Matt Smith. You cannot give up any more yards, though, even though Steele hasn't been on his game tonight. He's got a big leg.
With 1:47
Wakefield,
remaining in the game.
you can't give up positive yards. This game is getting close. What a great comeback, but still you got to finish it out here.
James Ward for Wakefield does take his first timeout. 34-28 Heritage. What a contest, a game filled of big plays. And let's get to our saltwater seafood catch of the game, and it belongs to the Heritage Huskies. And how about this one, grabbed in by Joshua Crabtree earlier in this fourth quarter. A leaping, acrobatic catch on the sideline to keep the drive going for the Huskies and perhaps driving them to a 2-0 start in the next 6.
What a play. That was one of those Randy Moss type catches and a huge momentum shift on that play for his team.
It is first down and 10 for the Huskies. But more importantly, only 1:47 on the clock and just 2 timeouts remaining for Wakefield. And the Wolverines, who have not forced a turnover tonight, that's basically their only pathway to a win to finish up this rally. Holloway stood up.
Trey Holloway again,
and the whistles will be blown, and you see those Wolverines trying to rip away at that football, but Holloway much too strong. And the clock still rolling for the moment anyway. 2 timeouts left, and now one is taken
by Wakefield. They'll stop the clock with
That leaves the
1:31
Wolverines with 1.
For Heritage, holding on to the ball is number 1. Don't try to get an extra yard. Get down, because you know Wakefield's trying to claw it out, knock it out, do anything they can to get the turnover.
So it'll be 2nd and 9, and really the math just does not work right now
also want to
for
give a big
Wakefield.
hand to the Heritage
Because at some
nice
point they're going to be out of timeouts.
With your
and if
pink out.
Heritage
Good job,
keeps
you
it on the
guys.
ground, the play clock goes to 40.
Big hand for the fans
they
in the
may get
stands,
the football
especially
back
those of
with
you
10 or
that stuck
15
around
seconds
for the
left.
second half.
And that's best case.
Y'all just sit close and snuggle up a little bit. It'll be all right. It'll get warm if you just
But
sit
if this
close to each
rally
other.
does not come all the way back for Wakefield, well, what this says to their progress under a first-year head coach, the belief it should give to this entire staff and the team for what they put on display here in the second half. This could have been a 60-7 ball game, Jay, and it's going to wind up being a 6-point contest.
They learned a lot tonight about their team, about the fight, about the heart. This is something, when things are looking bleak, when things are looking tough, you can have that confidence that you're ever out of the ball game.
Minute 31 to play, 1 timeout left for the Wolverines. This is 2nd down for Heritage, leading by 6. Holloway gets it again, hit immediately near the line of scrimmage, and look at those legs, power and drive forward, and the pile still moving, still no whistles. And still no whistles into the sideline. A mass of human algae moving to the sideline with no whistles.
Holloway, the ball
It looked
carrier.
like a 1 or 2 yard gain. It wound up being 7 yards forward, 12 yards to the right.
And this pile just created more time to go off the clock. I mean, really, like, he's held up there. It's about 3, 4, 5, 6 extra seconds. Maybe even more.
Somehow Holloway's legs continue to move. If he's not the strongest guy in this team, I don't know who is. He just carried 1,300 pounds on his back and picked up more positive yardage.
He literally did.
Wakefield sits on its final timeout, 3rd and short. Holloway still has energy somehow. First down. Holloway down on his back. And that will cement the victory for Heritage. Holloway is up after taking a moment, but there is a major injury back for Wakefield near the line of scrimmage.
To the concession stand immediately.
And a penalty marker down as well. And there's the Wolverine who is down, and there's the flag in front of him. And it looks like fair weather. And here is Sean Delaney with the call. And that first down carry is coming back.
The penalty flag is for a holding penalty against Heritage.
taken against Heritage at some point toward the end of that run by Holloway. We'll see how this is marked off.
It's going to be 3rd down for the Huskies when we return
Jacoby
to action.
Randolph, number 10,
3rd and 12.
who is up and hobbling to the sideline. Well, how about the effort we've seen from Trey Holloway just in the last 2 plays?
That's Jacoby Randolph going over the sideline with the athletic trainer Brent Dorncamp. Hopefully he's okay, but we're down here at closing time.
Well, the crazy thing for Holloway, he went down easier against no defenders than he did against 8 defenders the previous play. He will earn an ice bath tonight. Now, it was 3rd and 1 when he picked up that 1st down. And keep in mind, Wakefield still has its timeout with 45 seconds left, and they have marked it back to the 32-yard line. It's still 3rd down. So the lights are not yet off. And here's Holloway again, trying the left, turns it upfield, and he will not get it. And there's the whistle, and we'll see Wakefield take its final timeout here.
Back to the original line of scrimmage.
So that's going to bring up 4th down here, Jay, with 38
Wakefield
seconds
takes
left.
Their final timeout with 38.9
now
seconds remaining.
Things get interesting one last time for James Ward and Wakefield. And for Heritage, are you kicking a field goal with Steele, risking a potential block and a run back that could tie or beat you? Are you going for it offensively? And if you don't, you're given a 70-yard field with 30 seconds left. Or are you pooch punting toward the 5-yard line or so?
Well, in this situation, with the confidence Coach Clark has in Steele, I know he hasn't connected on a field goal opportunity. Now, this is going to be a long one. I'll tell you, if you have an opportunity to close out the ball game with a kicker you have confidence in, I would go with the field goal, because if you go for it here, it's 4th and long.
It'd be about a 45-yarder from here.
If you punt it, you're going to pick up some positive yards, but you're going to give the ball into the hands of Wakefield. So if you can win it under your own accord, this is an opportunity. We'll see what they decide.
Well, it looks like Walker Harris, the quarterback, number 3, he's deployed back onto the field. Now, do you dare put it in the air, risking an interception? I mean, so many things can go wrong here. You have Holloway in the backfield on 4th and 10. The clock will hold at 38 seconds. So out of the gun is Harris. First off, you need a clean snap. And there it is. Harris will look to throw, fires for Kane. A sliding catch by Whit Kane. It's enough for a 1st down, and that will be the final nail for the Heritage Huskies.
What a play. Look at the throw. Protection up front. Kane. Slant. And the coverage for Wakefield just not able to keep up.
Well, was there
We're going to do a measurement.
They may measure this. So there's no penalty, surprisingly enough. But our first measurement, and this will determine a win or an opportunity. And it will be a win for the Huskies. The arms are raised just enough for Whit Kane. And a stoic victory look by Wallace Clark. This is what rivalry games are all about, right?
It's never over till it's over.
But so much respect, I would imagine, the Huskies and their coaching staff have for what James Ward was able to do to somehow corral his team into never quitting and believing 34-0 down they could come back and compete and maybe win. And sure enough, they cut it to 6. As the clock begins, Wakefield out of timeouts. And the play clock down to 14. They will need to snap it once. And in victory formation, Harris takes a knee, and the Heritage Huskies hold on. They will move to 5-3, 2-0 in the NAC 6 with Knightdale, Rollsville, and Wake Forest waiting to close out the regular season. 34-28, Heritage wins the rivalry contest with the Wakefield Wolverines.
We saw it all tonight, Patrick. I mean, both these teams, what we thought isn't what ended up. And Heritage, great in the first half. They didn't really finish it coming out of the second half, but when they had to, they made the plays to win it. And then Wakefield, if you get a better start, you're going to set yourself up in a better position. But the fight they showed in the second half, the talent they have, the chemistry through this hard-fought loss, I think they're going to build upon this because they stayed tight and they stayed together.
Heritage exhaling, defeating Wakefield 34-28. Friday night rivals trophy presentation coming up next.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
I'm Gene Riddle. At Riddle and Brantley, we meet with victims of distracted drivers every day. We've seen terrible crashes caused by drivers that were texting, putting on makeup, eating, or just not paying attention. Distracted drivers may be the #1 cause of fatalities on the road today, maybe even as bad as drunk driving. If you've been hit by a distracted driver, call us today. Riddle and Brantley, when justice counts.
Plastic bottles in North Carolina are creating jobs in our communities. They are separated, sorted, and packaged by your neighbors. Bottles are ground into small pieces called flake by your friends. The flake is clean and melted into pellets, then transformed into socks, your favorite shirt, the carpeting in your car, as well as other bottles. When you recycle plastic bottles here in the Carolinas, you're providing employment for an estimated 3,500 people. When you recycle your plastic bottles, you're making a positive impact on your community. Your bottle means jobs.
Exactly. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Nice. But, what's up with your partner?
Not again. Mimo, that's your reflection. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This week on Community Matters, we discuss what to do when you find yourself in an active shooting event. Good info. Please join us.
Watch Community Matters every Saturday morning at 6:30.
It is a final. Heritage over Wakefield 34-28 here in Wake Forest. Friday night rivals, Patrick Keenis, Jay Sohnhalter up here in the booth, Aaron Summers down on the sideline. And boy, Jay, if fans are just tuning in, it was a 34-0 lead for Heritage a little more than halfway through the second quarter. This game was over. Fans were leaving on both sides, and all of a sudden it comes down to a one-possession game. Wakefield falls 6 points short. What's the overall takeaway for both sides?
For Wakefield, you've got to be proud of the effort you showed. There's a lot of mistakes, but the fight, the effort are things that that you can't coach it, you can't teach it, and they have it. And that's something that is going to show as this program really gets started under the new coaching staff. Heritage, you found a way to win. A lot of talent. You've got to clean up the second half that you played, but confidence with the victory going into the tough schedule.
All right, Heritage, as we mentioned, Nightdale next week, then undefeated Rollsville, and then the three-time defending champion Wake Forest to wrap up the year. So they're 5-3 overall, 2-0 in the next 6. Meanwhile, for Wakefield, 0-2 in league play in James Ward's first year. But they learned a lot about their program here tonight, and they also learned just how tough navigating through the next 6 into contention is going to be from this year moving forward.
Yeah, and they learned that the penalties, the turnovers, the margin of error is so small. You have to clean those things up, but they've got playmakers. They've got big play guys, great defenders. They've got the pieces.
All right, 34-28, the final. Heritage over Wakefield. Let's go downstairs to Aaron, who's with Wallace Clark, and a lot of happy Huskies.
Coach, this game was 34-7 at the half and ended up being a one-score game in the end. What did it take from your offense to be able to put together one last drive to seal this win?
Well, just like I was saying earlier, it's a good football team. Wakefield, they're pretty good. And they came back and showed some resilience there and fought back pretty good. And our offensive coaches, they did a good job this week of preparing for some of the blitzes and stuff like that. So they did a good job. And I just have to say, our kids fought. And that's the most I'm impressed with them. And we got to get ready for the next one. So I'm going to enjoy this one.
As you should. You said that you wanted to see your team come out with a winning mindset, come out with a mindset that shows that they know how to win. How would you evaluate them mentally tonight?
Well, you know, it's sometimes I call them roller coaster kids because sometimes they up and then they come down. You know, I think from that part, they just kind of felt like they had the game in the bag. But just like I told them, Wakefield is a good team. You know, so that kind of changed their mindset a little bit. We all got panicked there towards the end, but our offense did a great job. You know, those guys kind of hung in there and did everything that the coaches told them to do. You know, so once again, you know, we're going to go ahead and enjoy this one and get ready for the next one.
Congratulations, Coach. You're 2-0 in conference play, and you get your Friday Night Rivals trophy.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you, Coach. Thank you, Aaron. And a subdued celebration for the Heritage Huskies as they move to 2-0 in league play, Jay.
Exciting ball game, and you never know what's going to happen in a ball game. Tonight was evident of that. Wakefield, so much to be proud of. Heritage, they got the win, but now they've got to regroup and find a way to get better going into the tough part of the schedule.
All right, so Heritage, a 34-28 win over Wakefield, led by Walker Harris. All of the scoring for the Huskies in the opening half, including 3 touchdown passes by Walker Harris. All of us would like to thank all of the associates with tonight's contest, including Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, NC Assist Loan, Riddle and Brantley, who make all these games possible. We'd also like to thank our other great supporters for their contributions to our Friday Night Rivals telecast. Wake 86 at Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina, the United States Marines, NC Oral Surgery and Orthodontics, Western Carolina University, A Plus Tree and Crane, and Saltwater Seafood. We'd also like to thank all of the administrators from each of tonight's 2 high schools, Wakefield and our host here at Heritage. Tune in next Friday when the Cleveland Rams take on the Clayton Comets. And don't miss the Friday Night Rivals report Friday mornings at 7:10 on Pulse FM. We'll highlight the week's matchup, key players, and all you need to know. That's Friday morning at 7:10 on Pulse FM 96.9 and 102.5. For Aaron Summers, my partner Jay Soderhalter, Patrick Keenan saying so long from Wake Forest, where the Heritage Huskies stave off the Wakefield Wolverines. 34-28 Heritage remains unbeaten in NAC 6 play. Good night from Heritage.